Welcome back to episode 294 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
It's the Hockey Cards Gongshow Monday special. Memorial Day vibes paying homage. Never forget the vessel. Gongshow, crack that pack. Cardboard legends, bring it back. Josh, Louis, field on the track. Sweaty men on glossy slabs, hobby heat, we never lack. Gongshow, crack that pack. Cardboard legends, bring it back. Josh, Louis, field on the track. Sweaty men on glossy slabs, hobby heat, we never lack. Josh with the mic, like a PSA 10. Ripping that wax, pull a Gretzky again. Freedom's price, remember the brave. Salute to the fallen, the flags that wave. From chilling at rinks to the studio booth, we honor their sacrifice while we preach the truth. Louis spin stats like a Topps chrome refractor. Numbers so clean, make the value climb faster. Poppin' O-Pee-Chee, snap a slab in the case. Respect the heroes who secured this place. Cardboard pictures of sweaty dudes, but the passion is real, collector's mood. Phil's in the house with the volume on blast. Voice so loud, it echoes the past. Ripping that heat, got slabs and stacks. Talking cardboard truths, no need for facts. From Memorial Ice to the modern game, every fallen warrior, we honor the name. He brings that fire, he brings that roar. Just don't call him a doctor, he'll show you the door. Who got that heat? We do! Who honors the brave? We do! Cardboard love till the day we die. Raise your packs to the sky, let the freedom fly. Gongshow, crack that pack. Cardboard legends, bring it back. Josh, Louis, Phil on the track. Memorial Day, we tip our caps. The hobby's on the attack.
What up, boys?
That was excellent. That was like Far Side or Dilated Peoples. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you like that?
What prompts did you use? Did you just do rap?
Oh boy, I'd have to look it up. No,
Okay, don't worry. I'll ask you later. That was excellent.
Yeah.
That brought me back to like 90s hip hop, man. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I like that. You know, I think the songs that get me going. So
yeah, you get me going, big boy. You get me.
Yeah, happy Memorial Day to all you out there in USA land and wherever you might be.
Certainly. Phil, how's Montreal? You were in Montreal yesterday.
I was in Montreal. I was in and out very quick. So the province of Quebec just got to taste Phil very quickly. That's gross. Yeah, so I went. I conquered, and I left. I had a mission. Okay. I like to usually go make content about the whole show, and that didn't happen yesterday. I've been to the Montreal show quite a few times, and it's small but mighty. It's got a nice cozy feel to it. I feel like I know a lot of the cards already there because of the previous expo. A lot of the dealers are there. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. If you missed the big expo, I mean, head over to the Montreal one. Fantastically. So there was a big card I wanted at the expo, and I knew the dealer was going to be at the Montreal card show. So I went and met him. I did a trade, and I got my card, and then I left the show.
Nice.
Yeah. I said my hellos and goodbyes within the same hour.
It's at the soccer field, right? The same place.
Yeah. Well ventilated this year. Big props to the ventilation HVAC crew, whoever dealt with it. A few years ago, there was not a window in the place. And we all suffered a little bit. So it was much better ventilated. Well run. Yeah, it was good. Very cozy atmosphere. Big fan. I didn't really look at a lot of cards. That's kind of a lie. I looked at some other cards. I ended up buying some. But I had to get out of there because I had to work today. So yeah, I had to come home and pitter patter.
Nice.
Boy.
Louis, what have you been up to this weekend?
Yard work, Phil.
Well, you have a grad party coming up for your daughter, and in Minnesota, Phil, that means pretty much remodel your entire house.
No, I put the brakes on that. Somebody was talking about certain things around the house, and I'm like, not remodeling the whole house, or we're not doing this. Some people put decks on and all this other stuff. People are nuts. It's a grad party. Good Lord.
Yeah. We had ours at a park, so we didn't have to have it at our house, which was nice last year. It rained though, but
it was nice for me. I could just walk there.
Yeah, it was right by Louis' house.
Just rent the caboose at McDonald's. Tell them to be quiet.
got a ton of announcements to get through. Some exciting, good stuff too. Everybody, mark your calendars for June 4th. We're going to be doing our Thursday podcast. Will be a Wednesday night live show that night. It's Cup release day. We're going to be joined by Billy Celio and maybe some other special guests. We'll see. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Gongshow YouTube. It'll be fun to chat all about the Cup, talk about maybe some of the hits from early in the day. And I like these release day live shows.
Can we talk about how great this picture of Billy is?
Sure.
Baba Louie found that. Yeah, good job, Baba Louie.
You need to send us some headshots, but Billy, you need to send us some headshots.
I got that off of your show with him, Phil.
Oh, I can tell.
Oh, the Leafs jersey.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
Speaking of Phil, Friday Nights with Phil was excellent a couple days ago.
So good, eh? Oh, look at this little Phil. He's adorable, man. Come on. How am I single? Look at me. I'm adorable. Yeah, Friday night was fantastic. We had Alex from Toronto on IG. Look him up. Toronto Mega Collector. Holy, is that an understatement? Just fantastic. Very outgoing. Just a great dude, man. He's one of us, you know? Not that other guests haven't been. We're all equal, but Alex really brought fire that night. He was ready. He was prepared. And great discussion. Usually we don't talk for too long, but he was on there for over an hour. I invited him on for one of our Thursday shows because he's got a lot of input and he collects a very different way than the rest of our group. So it's good to get some representation of all avenues of our beautiful hobby. And I think Alex checked all those boxes. So Friday night was great. Dave, my sidekick, fantastic. I'm his sidekick, if anything. Just a beauty all the time. We'll get your webcam fixed up, Dave. Don't worry.
I think that's part of the charm of the show is Dave's crappy technology.
It's astounding. Like, I'm like, do you remember when we talked about this before? He's like, no. I'm like, okay. That's you just gonna have to go with it.
You need to hire like a audiovisual crew. We need to go to Dave's house and just set him up.
His wife is even worse, he said. So I don't even know how that's possible.
She's a teacher, right? She should know technology.
Educator. Come on.
Educating. Sorry.
You gotta be careful these days.
Got to make our GP Sports mention real quick. This Wednesday is your next opportunity to break with Grant and crew at GP Sports. Hurry up to get to gpsports.com to get your spots. They sell out like right away. They're also going to be breaking extended series on release day, which is Thursday. So more spots, more breaks. I don't think Grant ever sleeps or does anything non-hobby related.
I saw him so when I left for Montreal, I saw a video uploaded by GP Sports 3 hours earlier, and I left for Montreal at 8 a.m. So when I got to Montreal, made a couple of pit stops, different podcast. When I got to Montreal around 11:30 or 11, Grant was there. I was like, how? I'm trying to do the math here on the time, and I'm like, how are you even? And his hair looked great. His shirt was tucked in. He looked great.
Wow.
So he's probably sleeping the rest of the week.
Big news on hockeychecklist.com this past week. We got the 23-24 The Cup checklist is now live on the site. Those are a monster. I almost died doing it.
They're your favorite.
No, they're not. It's awesome when they're done. I'll say that, but a little bit tricky in between. Also got 2019 Upper Deck Series 1 up on there. That's a fun one because they had the 30th anniversary stamped buybacks 101s in those sets. And so those are kind of fun to look at. And then got a bunch of 80s checklists up too in the last couple of days. Trying to get and accomplish where we at least have one set now every year from 1970 through 1990. That feels like something, right?
Josh, that's excellent. Excellent accomplishments.
Got a long ways to go.
Isn't the Cup the easiest one to do because there's only 5 or 6 cards per tin?
Nope.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah. I think there's like 175 sets.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Go back to like the 80s that I was just talking about. There was one basic.
Yep.
It's not real. So
those are the ones I do.
5 checklists in one.
I do those ones, just the one set. I let Josh do all the that stuff.
When Grant does the hit selects for the Cup, I'm continually humbled of my lack of knowledge Like, I don't know what card is this? Buyback from 12 years ago, but careful because it's part of the signature edition with the 6-patch window counterclockwise. I'm like, okay, I'll buy that break.
Yeah. People know their stuff.
Yeah.
And then just the last reminder, if you want to help us fund the site, we got some big development projects coming up, and you're willing to take a detour on your way to eBay to buy your cards. If you just go through hockeychecklist.com, expand the card details on any card, on any checklist, there's a little eBay icon there. You click on that. Then any card you buy on eBay, it doesn't matter the card you clicked on our checklist site, within the next 24 hours, we get a small commission, and that goes a long ways to help us fund development because the site has no revenue model at this point. So we're just all, eating it.
And
right
Josh
now.
keeps getting different ideas and pumping 15, 20 bucks a day into these developers.
No, more than that, unfortunately. Want to do a Discord update too. We had some great follow-up discussion from our last show where we talked about the popularity of hockey versus other niche sports. And I just want to say I really appreciate everyone in there, your thoughts. Also, if you're a Discord member, the second episode of our guy Neeler, his Behind the Bench series drops tomorrow. So I can look forward to that. This is our Discord exclusive show, and his first episode is great. I cannot wait to check out episode 2. And then if you're not a Gong Show supporter and not in our Discord, well, here you can get in there today. You can do it by supporting our show through Patreon. Join our on a $2.99 support level tier. You get access to Discord and also, help us cover our expenses in producing this show. It's very easy to do. You can just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link for the good listener in the description on the podcast apps and in the YouTube description as well. And then finally in our Instagram and TikTok profiles too. Baba Louie, we have one new patron who has elected to support us, and we want to shout him out and give him our thanks and appreciation right now.
Yes, it is Dogwood Collectibles, New York.
Thank you very much.
Yay, Dogwood.
Yay, Dogwood.
Yeah.
All right, let's roll with the game plan, bud.
Time for some game planning. First off, it's get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's who's hot and the struggle bus still in the old playoffs edition. Week 4 for us. Then it's some hobby news. And then we have a little Memorial Day tribute on this wonderful Memorial Day. After that, it's new product releases. Then it's the much anticipated Gongshow Mailbag for Phil. And then some personal pickups.
Thank you, Baba Louie. Let's get started with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. It's where we are on a quest. We're on a mission from God.
I love a good quest. Quest is great.
Yeah.
Like Zelda?
Zelda was the best. We're on a quest to profile every single Hockey Hall of Fame player, starting with the very first Hall of Fame class of 1945, and we've been working our way to present day. I think we're about halfway through now, the 1961 Hall of Fame class. And another just mind-boggling, all these guys had crazy stories. At some point, we're going to run across a guy who's like, Tom played hockey, he was good, had a wife, 2 kids, ate vanilla ice cream, and then died at 80. So we're like, okay. But all these guys are just the wildest stories. And this one is sad and crazy and everything in between. We're going to learn today about Joe Hall. Anyone know about Joe Hall?
No, I don't even know the name. Oh, I'm not worthy.
Oh, nope. That's why we do this, right?
Yeah.
Joseph Henry Bad Joe Hall lived from 1881 and passed away at the age 37 in 1919. He was just 37 years old at the time of his death. Bad Joe was born in the hockey hotbed of Milwich, England.
Wouldn't he be 40?
No.
Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, 37.
I apologize. Yeah.
It's not a mass show, Phil.
I know.
Stop trying to impress people. He passed away while he was born in England. He passed away in Seattle, Washington, which we'll get into in a little bit. His career lasted from 1902 to 1919, the year he passed away. Hall played for most of Louis' favorite teams, including the Montreal Canadiens, Quebec Bulldogs,
Bulldogs,
Montreal Shamrocks, Montreal Wanderers, Winnipeg Maple Leafs. That's a new one. Winnipeg Maple Leafs.
Whoa, what? No. That's a typo. I refuse to believe that.
Winnipeg Maple Leafs. Montreal Hockey Club, Kenora Thistles, Brandon Wheat City. I guess he made the rounds. Cup of coffee in about 17 spots, it seems like. While Hall was born in England, he moved with his family to Canada in 1884, settling in Manitoba. Played the first part of his career at right wing and then the last half as a defenseman. He won 3 Stanley Cups as a player in 1907 with the Kenora Thistles and 1912 and 1913 with the Quebec Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. In 175 games between the NHA and the NHL, remember the NHA was the precursor to the NHL, Hall scored 67 goals, added 25 assists for 92 points. He also recorded, now remember, he played 175 games. He also recorded 678 penalty minutes. More on that in a minute, too. Now, why should you care about Joe Hall? Hall earned the nickname Bad Joe as one of early hockey's most infamous enforcers and a true pioneer of the game's rougher edge. His playing career was defined by a wild, aggressive style that left both fans and opponents talking and sometimes bleeding. Hall was so aggressive that he was suspended for the entire 1907-08 season for excessive rough play. While with the Montreal Shamrocks and later the Quebec Bulldogs, his long list of penalties and physical alterations earned him a reputation as both a menace and fan favorite. Joe Hall was so aggressive. Nope. Did that one twice. Sorry. According to period reports, in one outrageous game, Hall allegedly ripped off an opposing player's shin pad and whipped him with it during a scrum. A move that horrified Victorian-era sports writers but delighted the rowdy fans. This kind of madness made him a standout even in a brutal era. Hall was known for finishing games despite brutal injuries. One account describes him as finishing a match with a dislocated shoulder and multiple facial cuts, and still doling out body checks and shouting from the bench when pulled. Opponents feared him, and officials loathed dealing with him, but teammates swore by his dedication. Newspapers of the day described him as a scourge and a devil on ice, but also as a fierce competitor who would do anything to win.
Sounds like an animal. Honey badger out there. Yeah. That was a funny story, though. It's good.
So I mentioned a minute ago that Bad Joe passed away in Seattle in 1919 at 37 years old. His death is one of the most tragic and historically significant moments in hockey history, marking the only time a Stanley Cup final was canceled due to illness. The 1919 final was held during the Spanish flu pandemic, a deadly global outbreak that would claim tens of millions of lives. The series was fiercely contested between the Seattle Metropolitans in the PCHA and the Montreal Canadiens in the NHL. Hall played for the Canadiens. After 5 games, the series was tied 2-1. They had ties. It's crazy. Game 6 was scheduled for April 1st, 1919 in Seattle. Several Montreal players, including Joe Hall, Newsy Lalonde, and Billy Coutu, began showing flu symptoms. The team had been staying in close quarters at the Fry Hotel, and the virus spread rapidly among them. By the time Game 6 approached, 5 Canadians were hospitalized, making it impossible to ice a team. On April 1st, the series was canceled and no Stanley Cup was awarded, the only time this has happened due to illness. Joe Hall's condition deteriorated quickly. He was diagnosed with pneumonia brought on by the Spanish influenza. He was moved to the Columbus Sanatorium, which was like the old word for a hospital, in Seattle, and his wife was immediately traveled from the east to be by his side. Hall died on April 5th, 1919, at the age of just 37, only 4 days after the Stanley Cup final was canceled. His death sent shockwaves through the hockey community. Newspapers described it as a heartbreaking end to a brutal series and painful reminder of the pandemic's toll. Hall's death became a symbol of the tragedy of the 1918-19 pandemic and how it touched even the world of sports. He was posthumously inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1961 in recognition of both his career and the historical weight of his passing. The 1990 finals remains one of the most infamous moments in Stanley Cup history, both for its drama and for the human cost.
And war just finished. World War I just finished as well.
Crazy, huh?
Big couple of years there.
Joe, let's look at his hobby market real quick. So Joe Hall's rookie card is in the 1911 C55 set. It's card number 2, pictured in a Quebec Bulldog
Ew.
sweater.
They look a little generous on the drawing from the pictures we've seen.
And this PSA 7 we're looking at on YouTube is the highest selling copy. It sold for $2,426 in March 2018. There's also a Joe Hall card in the 1912 C57 set, where the highest selling copy is this PSA 5 that sold for $2,247 in October 2023.
And look
That's
very
kind of
tough.
it. Yeah, well, apparently
The other
he was.
pictures, he looked tough. He looked hard nosed, man. Hard miles on him.
Well, that's kind of it for Joe Hall playing days cards. But for you, Phil, we'll also highlight this beauty of a Joe Hall from the 1985 Cardophilium set. You can pick anyone up for a couple bucks.
They put a little bit of gray hair on him in there, eh? When he
Yeah.
passed away at 37. I guess maybe.
I guess.
I don't know. That's so sad, man. That's far too young. Obviously. Like,
Yes. Very, probably not the funnest way to die. Not that any way to die is very fun. But, well, that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Joe Hall.
thanks, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
What a guy.
What a
Sorry to see him go in such a horrific way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's go to Who's Hot in the Struggle Bus. We're getting deeper and deeper, of course, in the 24-25 NHL playoffs. Our last few editions of Who's Hot in the Struggle Bus, we're in our last few for the 24-25 season. Almost time to park the Struggle Bus, boys, for a bit. It's going to get, once we get to the finals, it's kind of kaput.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find 6 players.
Yeah, then
teams.
we'll just pick our favorite players and then our least favorite players. That'll be fun.
Least favorite. You'll just do Maple Leafs, even though they've been out of the playoffs.
Mitch Marner, 3rd week in a row winner. Struggle Bus.
Well, this series is where we look at what players are bringing glory to their families by shining in the playoffs. And then there's players who are hiding their faces, of course, on the infamous Gongshow Struggle Bus. Now, because Hockey Hobby Insider recently named me as the best looking person on the show and also said I have the best personality and smile, I should probably go first.
What?
Let's get over ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say I said that. I said Hockey Hobby Insider.
Wives don't count either.
Well, I like my wife. For my Who's Hot pick this week, I selected Evan Bouchard, who made our Who's Hot hit list a couple weeks ago, but he's back on it again as he's remained on fire in fuego, as Stuart Scott used to say.
Muy
Can't
en
cool him
fuego.
down. Can't stop, won't stop. I found out some really fascinating stuff about this guy. The 25-year-old Oilers defenseman leads the 24-25 postseason in scoring by a defenseman with 5 goals, 10 assists for 15 points in 13 games played. In his past 5 games, Bouchard has a goal and 5 apples for 6 points. This is coming off a 67-point regular season where he had 14 goals, 53 assists, and played all 82 games.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a huge playoff performer in his career for Edmonton. In 66 games, he has 18 goals, 55 assists, and 73 points.
Wow.
Now, again, this is not a math show. We've already talked about that. But 73 points in 66 games ain't bad for a defenseman. That's for sure.
Shabby, yeah.
So it got me thinking, well, what defenseman has the highest point per game average in NHL history? So we're going to do a little trivia time. Anyone want to guess what defenseman has the highest postseason career point per game average?
Bobby Orr.
Yeah,
Good guess.
that
So
was
Bobby Orr, you're correct, is number 1 at 1.243 points per game.
That's so crazy for a defenseman. That's wild.
Now guess which player has the second highest career points per game average in the playoffs?
Brock Faber. Oh wait, we don't play long enough.
Ray Bork.
Oh, good guess. Bob Louie, you got a guess?
Makar.
No, Evan Bouchard
Oh,
What?
at
What a coincidence.
1.106 points per game.
Trick
Wow.
question. Trick question.
That is crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Man, this 2018 draft class is really shaping up. Other than Svechnikov, no offense.
Mm.
The third highest is baby Bobby Orr, Cale Makar, Louis' guess at 1.076 points per game.
Good thing
I
I
wonder
don't
if-
read ahead.
Yeah, good thing. I wonder at this point, do we need to start elevating the conversation around Evan Bouchard? Like, is he maybe better than we?
That's
Or
still lots of hockey left. Lots of hockey. You could goose egg the rest of the playoffs. We don't know.
sure.
Mm.
Okay. Well, we'll pump the brakes for Phil
Yeah.
on that. Now, and then you look at what his hobby upside could be. I mean, I don't know. It might be too tough to compete hobby wise on a team with Connor McDavid. You also have Leon Draisaitl, who of course is only good because Connor McDavid. But it sounds like that there might be a third. He could be the Mikko Rantanen of the Edmonton Oilers.
Maybe.
Evan Bouchard is a 2018-19 Young Guns PSA 10 pop, 726, 55% gem rate, last sold for $73 on May 22nd. Down 10% in the past 2 weeks. People aren't impressed. I guess that he's the second highest point per game average in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
Down 12% in the past month. 52-week low is $43 and 52-week high is $153 bucks.
Wow.
Baba Louie, who
Sure.
did you select for Who's Hot? We're on bated breath. We cannot.
I think he's going to be cast in the new Rampage 2 movie as the beast climbing the tower, Mr. Sam Bennett. Get it? Or was that lame? Anyway,
That was a bad
No.
movie. Yeah.
I never saw it. I don't know.
Better
what I
video
thought of
game
it.
than movie.
Wow, yeah, we were kids. That was great. Smashing buildings was
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
that arcade game was amazing.
Yeah.
And eating people. Mm-hmm. Anyways, Sam Bennett, boy, man, he's been a huge force in or for the Florida in their recent playoff success. His scoring and physical play during this Eastern Conference final against Carolina has been awesome to watch. Once again, he's proven why he's one of the most valuable postseason performers for them Panthers. Over the last week of playoff games, he has given timely goals and has had the physical edge that has become his identity. And I noticed that the other night. This guy's all over the place. He's so dang fun to watch. Which some say in a couple articles I had read that it exemplifies his reputation as a clutch postseason player. He brings 1, offensive skill, 2, he plays gritty, and 3, has a physical presence that seems to energize his teammates. So over the 3 games of this series, Bennett has accumulated 3 goals and 2 assists. As the series progresses now, and Florida walking away with this with a 3-0 lead, his impact will be crucial for the Panthers as they are bidding for their 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup Finals appearance.
Could happen. Could happen, Louis.
Good. So with that, in 15 games in the playoffs, he's got 9 goals, 5 assists for 14 points.
Not too shabby, eh?
Mm-mm.
No, it's
He's
good.
a 2015-16 Young Gun with a PSA 10 pop of 162 and a gem rate of 57%. Last sale was $116 on the 24th of this month. This is the only sale of the card over the past 2 weeks. Over the last month, though, it has been on a steady climb and has been going up. It is up 29%. The 52-week for this card sits at $24.50 USD, and the 52-week high has put it up to $135 USD. The card is up 192% over the past year.
Wow. Go Bennett. Yeah. A lot of good
Is there
players.
anyone
come
that
through.
wouldn't want him on their team?
No, I'll take him in a heartbeat, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a new Tom Wilson, but better.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. A lot of good players have gone through Calgary and not stayed, eh?
Yep.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
If you could put a team together of all the Calgary Flames Young Guns over the past 8 years, you might probably have a deep playoff run team there.
Oh, yeah.
I have a silver outburst of Dustin Wolf you might be interested in, Josh. It's on the
Really?
trade block now. Yeah, well, I got rid of the Mitchkov silver, so I'm off. That's I'm done that now. Maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. All right, my pick. Thomas Harley, good Canadian boy with dual citizenship. Thomas Harley is my pick this week, gentlemen, for playing really good. Thomas Harley has tallied 11 points, 4 goals, and 7 assists in 13 playoff games in 2025, leading all Dallas Stars defensemen and ranking 3rd on the team in scoring. Not too shabby. He netted the series clinching power play goal a minute into overtime in Game 6 against the Jets. That secured Dallas's spot in the Western Conference Final, and that's where we're watching them play now. Harley leads All-Stars defensemen in 5-on-5 and all strengths time on ice, averaging 25 minutes per game across the playoffs. That's some big numbers, man. Big numbers with big responsibility. With Heiskanen out due to injury, Harley has stepped up. He's had 18 points in 17 games, and he's maintaining his total on ice percentage. He's quarterbacked the Stars power play, averaging 3 minutes per game and helping the unit achieve almost a 30% success rate, 6th in the NHL. So their metrics are all pretty strong. Here's some more analytics for you for that crowd. Harley's defensive metrics shine as well with a +7 rating and a 2.1 defensive point share. Shows he's not just an offensive flash. He has a 54% Corsi percentage at 5-on-5, so he's strong on the puck, outpacing most of his teammates, if not all. He's also drawn 5 penalties while only taking 2. So he's giving Dallas a lot more power play chances, a subtle but very clutch contribution. He also has, Mr. Harley also has 2 game-winning goals tying for the team lead, showing he can deliver when it matters most, also known as clutch, as we talked about. He's an excellent skater. He's very quick. He's got great edge work, and he takes a lot of scoring chances, and that puck is going in the net. The kid is just a flat-out stud. Go Canada. We'll take it. He's a 2021 young gun with a PSA 10 pop count of 95, not high at all, and a gem rate of 51%. So flip a coin, almost. And the last sale was only $90, America dollars, on May 23rd. So he's a bit of a sleeper, you know? Yeah.
I have a question for you, Phil.
Okay.
You are the GM of the Dallas Stars, and here comes the expansion draft with Atlanta getting their 17th team. You can only protect Miro Heiskanen or Thomas Harley. Which one are you keeping over those two?
So if you ask me like who is it? James Neal? James, who is it? Jim Neal? I don't know. Whoever.
Yeah, I think
I'll be Phil Marsh though. So I'm keeping Harley. Yeah, I like Harley. Listen, I didn't know much about him, but he's a good Canadian boy, and he really shined at the Four Nations. So I've been watching him, and I like him. So I'm keeping Harley, and that might be the wrong choice, but that's what I'm doing.
He's a little bit younger, I think, 23. So got that going for him.
I'm not sure how old either of them are. I know Harley I thought Harley might be even young, like 22 or something.
It said 23, and I
squinted. Oh, did it? Okay.
It's, yeah.
No, kid's a stud, man. I'm happy he's Canadian too, and he's playing on Canada. He's not doing the Brett Hull thing, playing for the States, you know.
And right, Louis. Well, there she is. The struggle bus is pulled up. I picked one Oiler for Who's Hot, and I'm picking another one for the struggle bus. Going to Zach Hyman. If Edmonton is going to finally break through and reclaim Lord Stanley's Cup for Canada, I think they're going to need big contributions from players not named McDavid and Draisaitl. And they're getting it from Bouchard, but Zach Hyman, not so much over the past 5 games. In his final 3 games against the Knights and first 2 in the Dallas series, the 32-year-old Oilers forward has just 1 assist. And he's taken 7 shots in 5 games. Averaging about 19 minutes time on ice. For the postseason, Hyman has 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points in 13 games played. Now, he's typically been a lot better point production-wise in the postseason. Last year, he was the leading scorer in all the playoffs with 16 goals, leading goal scorer.
That's so crazy. No wonder Sylvain bought those cards. And anyways, that was a smart play on him.
Over 98 career playoff games now, he has 38 goals and 70 points. But it's not all bad, though, with Zach Hyman. So in fairness and conversation, while he isn't scoring as much as we'd expect, he does lead all players this postseason with 99 hits. I think he's 20 hits more than the second highest player. Including he had 9 hits in Edmonton's 3-0 win over Dallas in Game 2. With basically 100 hits, he's only got 6 penalty minutes, so he's playing a physical game without hurting his team, which is really important, and got to respect that. And from what I was reading too, don't watch them as closely, of course, as some, but Edmonton has been deploying a much different approach this postseason. They've kind of ditched the run and gun offense for a little bit more defensively minded, physical, probably structured game, Phil.
There you go.
And it seems to be paying off for them. But I still do think that they need Zach to score a little bit more. Zach Hyman is a 2016-17 Young Guns PSA 10 pop, $4.98, 50% gem rate, last sold for $72 on May 22nd, down 20% in the past month, but it is up still over the past 3 months, 9%, 52-week low, 44 US, 52-week high, 183 US, which is crazy. These swings on these Young Guns.
I don't think I've ever seen his Young Gun before. I forgot he was with Toronto. Like I've completely forgotten that. Yeah.
Baba Louie, who is riding the struggle bus with Zach Hyman?
Oh, poor little Wyatt Johnston.
Oh, big bully.
Oh,
I know, but his struggles are continuing in what is a pretty crucial playoff stretch here. Got to get by these Oilers. Over the past week of these playoffs, he hit a cold streak at probably the worst possible time. He's known for scoring. His two-way reliability has been largely ineffective, though, during these finals against the Oilers. In his last 3 games, he's got 0 points and -6 rating, and just kind of doesn't look like he knows where he belongs out on the ice.
No points? Nothing?
0.
Oh,
ooh,
Wyatt.
ouch.
I almost named my son that name. Good thing I didn't. Jesus.
If your dog was named Wyatt, you might have.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Anywho, Johnston's -15 overall playoff rating now ranks among the lowest of any active player this postseason. He averages over 18 minutes of ice time and has still failed to generate consistent scoring chances, and he's having defensive lapses that have led to key goals against him on the ice and the Dallas Stars. For Dallas to have a chance at returning to the final, I think this guy has to turn it around and be that key cog. He'll need to return to the form that made him, one of their most reliable forwards. But if the Stars hope to break through the Oilers' pressure and continue their playoff run, I got this from somebody else, and I couldn't agree more. This kid, I think, is going to be that deciding factor for Dallas because, Robinson J-Rob's back, but he's not doing a heck of a lot. He still looks like he probably shouldn't be back, but we'll see. Mr. Johnston is a 22-23 Young Gun with a PSA 10 pop of 931 and a gem rate of just 29%. Card is up 3% over the past month, and it's even up 45% over the past 3 months, with one oddly massive sales spike that I found here of $225 at the end of April.
Phil?
Well, it wasn't me.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't me.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
The 52-week low for his card reached $66 and had gone up to $265. Overall, though, over the past year, the card it's down 40%.
That's pretty rough. Minus a dash 15 is not what you want to be at this for the
Right.
postseason in the Western Conference Finals. That's for
And
sure.
Nothing to show for against Edmonton, so doesn't help.
He's young though. Let's he's not helped much now, but hopefully he learns from this at least, Start popping
Learns his
something.
lesson. Right,
Learn
buddy?
your lesson, Wyatt.
Figure it out,
Right.
kid.
He
All
will.
right, buddy. Who did you put on the struggle bus?
I got Andrei Svechnikov, my Brady Kachuk's fellow draft colleague. So Svechnikov started the playoffs real hot, boys. He had 9 points, 8 goals, and 1 assist in his first 10 games this year. And he had a hat trick in game 4 against the Devils. But the scoring has slowed down. He has 4 points in his last 6 games, 3 goals and assists. So he can find the back of the net. Well, this picture's pretty funny. I just realized you put that up. In games 1 and 2, though, of the Eastern Conference Final against Florida, He only has one shot on goal, guys. One shot on goal. You're not going to do much with that.
No.
So that's a bit unfortunate. He normally has 2.5 shots per game on average in the playoffs. So
What
something's
did Wayne
going
Gretzky
on.
say about shots, Phil?
You miss all the shots you don't take. Something like
Wayne
that.
Gretzky on steroids?
He's had 6 giveaways in his last 6 games, including 3 defensive zone turnovers that led to goals. All 3 of them. This is a weird one. Andre has taken 18 penalty minutes in his last 6 games. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, maybe he's fighting with his girlfriend or something. I don't know what's going on. He's a -2 in his last 5 games and a -3 in game 2 against Florida. Despite averaging 18 minutes per game, he's third amongst Hurricane forwards. He's generated 0 high dangerous scoring chances in his last 3 games. Another analytic thing, but I think we should scratch the surface on those a little bit, right? His power play production has also dried up. No points in his last 4 power play appearances, despite him getting 3 power play goals earlier in the playoffs. And here's a few more analytic analytic data points for you nerds. His Corsi 4 percentage has fallen to 48% in his last 6 games. That's crazy. His playoff average is 54%. So he's not the best puck possessor, I guess. I didn't even know that about him. So he's hit the post or crossbar 5 times in the playoffs. That's pretty cool. That's the best that I could find for him right now. And that ties for the NHL lead. So that's all I got. Trying to end on a positive note for Andre. He's a 2018-2019 young gun with a PSA 10 pop count of 1,258. Holy crap. Did not foresee that. How is he 1258 and Harley's like 100? That doesn't even make sense. Anyways, whatever. Last card sold on May 22nd for 51 America dollars. The highest price in 2 years was $108, and the lowest was $28. These swings. So all you guys are trying to make money on this market. You got 2x swings here. Anyway. Yeah. So he should play better. The whole team should play better. I'm just picking on him, I guess.
It's been pretty rough for the Hurricanes. All right, to quickly recap on who's hot, we had Evan Bouchard, Sam Bennett, and Thomas Harley. And then riding the struggle bus this week is Zach Hyman, Wyatt Johnston, and Andrei Svechnikov. Slab Sharks is a Gongshow partner and sponsor. We are thankful for their support of our show. This week's Slab Sharks eBay auction is live. There's about 3,000 cards to bid on. You can go to slabsharks.com, place your bids right away. It's another really big auction this week. And the first batch of cards from the U.S. is now shipped. It's on its way into the Slab Sharks auctions. That's pretty exciting for American hockey card collectors and us. Yeah, we have cards headed to Slab Sharks. And if you are an American hockey card collector and you want to try sending your cards into Slab Sharks, the biggest weekly hockey auction there is, and you just send us your cards, you avoid all the hassle and pain and money required to ship internationally. There's no waiting at the post office, no customs, no duties or outrageous shipping charges. All you got to do is get your cards to our U.S. mailing address, which now, thankfully, is on the Slab Sharks website.
It's official.
It's official. Right. The three of us have each spent some time this weekend looking through the current auction. We picked out our favorites. It's one of my favorite things to do because I like to see what cards you guys pick.
You both jerks. Hey, listen, when you guys, I struggle with the notes to begin with. You guys, that's the first thing you do. All episodes is put your Slab Sharks picks.
I did it last night.
Never have a chance.
Did it last night.
Dude, there's no your access to our notes is not cut off on certain times. You are more than welcome to go in there and be Johnny on the spot. But you're Phil coming from behind all the time.
Whoa. Stop short. There's a mechanism in the front. There's a lever. You just pull it. Okay, let's see. Oh, you gonna go? You want me to go?
I left cards in there I thought were right up your alley, and you didn't even pick any of them.
I try to go off. I don't like picking the same stuff all the time. I like to pick different things that we can talk about.
Sure.
Anyway,
my first pick is a 2017 Upper Deck the Cup Jaromir Jagr, Jaeger as Phil calls them. It's a Splendor black and white auto patch out of 27. Put up on the screen there.
Oh, sorry.
Now
I got it up on my screen.
I am not traditionally a Splendor guy, but this card spoke to me, I guess. I think part of it is the patch on the black and white image of Jagr really pops on the card.
You like the
That auto
Bruins
was pretty-
patch on the Yager jersey? Yeah.
The auto is pretty amazing on this card too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
And then my next pick is a card I would love to have. A
Get it.
1998 Bowman's Best Patrick Wah Atomic Refractor out of 100. Gem Mint PSA 10. It's a pop 5. I would love. This is like a Patrick Waugh Grail card for
Joshua
any playing
Madigan.
days collector and me. Yeah,
What does this go to atomic refractors go for these days?
I don't know what this. I didn't even look at. It's going to go for a lot, like way
1,000?
more than. Oh, more than that.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, what was it? Justin from Saskatoon got what 3,500 Canadian was the offer for his Pavel Bure.
For the Bure one,
Mhm.
yeah.
And I don't know, how would you stack Pavel Bure against Patrick Waugh value wise? pretty even,
That's
wouldn't
tough because career wise, no comparison.
Yeah,
Hobby wise, there's a conversation to be had.
but it's probably fairly close to even, right?
Ooh, it shouldn't be.
I'm not saying it should be, but
Yeah.
we're talking about what it is. So yeah.
Yeah, prices, Phil. Come on, I don't know.
At 870 Canadian right now, and you still got 4 days.
Oh
to
wow,
go on
okay,
it.
holy crap, yeah.
I would
Okay.
guess like 2,000 Canadian at least, maybe
Yeah.
3,000.
What is this one? A 10? Oof, boy. It's gonna go for a lot. Last sale was through Slab Sharks on February 13th of this year. It's a PSA 8, went for $1,100 US.
US. Wow.
It's probably
And that's
same
an
card,
8.
cracked, resubmitted.
I don't know. Baba Louie, what are your favorite cards?
Well, the two from this one I picked. First one is a 2018 Upper Deck Clear Cut Mario Lemieux Hockey Heroes Tribute Auto PSA 9.
I saw this card too. I think it's very interesting. I didn't know what to make of it.
I still don't. Other than I'm starting to really dig all these Hockey Heroes cards.
Yeah,
all the
Louis. I'm telling
autos.
you. They're good, man. They're nice.
And then
cards.
this is the first time I've ever seen a clear cut one. So
I haven't seen one either.
I drew a
figured-
blue duck because I've never seen a blue duck.
Yeah, I picked a Hockey Heroes clear cut because I've never seen a Hockey Heroes clear cut.
Perfect.
There you go.
And yeah, so no special reason, but second one, Josh's favorite Splendor cards. This is a 2019 Upper Deck the Cup Splendor patch auto out of 36. Sidney Crosby.
Must be pay week for you both, eh? Splendor, spend more.
Remember what I said last time we did this? I pick cards I can't afford.
Fair enough. You did say that. Correct.
But yep, another good looking card. Do we ever have to say another good looking Sidney Crosby auto?
No, it comes.
No.
It's baked in. It's baked in.
Yep. So those are my two.
Philip.
All right. Hello. It's my turn.
Hello,
Here we
Governor.
go. So my first pick is a 2022 Upper Deck the Cup Bobby Orr, baby Cale Makar Sr. gold base parallel auto.
Baby
So
daddy Cale Makar, Bobby.
Baby daddy Cale Makar. Yeah, there we go. I made you, Cale. All right, listen here, good
Call me
listener.
daddy.
Listen here, including my colleagues, especially the ones who are a bit on the newer side of collecting. Maybe not newer, and I mean 5 years in. So a little loophole here for you. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'd say it works maybe 50% of the time, 100% of the time. If you're looking to crack the auto market for a really nice card, I strongly suggest you focus more of your attention on some cup base gold autos. You can get patches in them. They come out of 8 usually. And then the auto gold parallels come out of 12. Pick your poison. They're not going to be cheap, but they're definitely going to be cheaper than some other cards. Like a Bobby Orr black diamond patch auto with probably a sticker will probably be more expensive than this card. Maybe not, but no one seems to be paying attention to them. So these gold-based parallels are in the top of the heap in terms of design and aesthetics. Of course, that's my opinion. Low numbered, always. They're either out of 10 with the patch or they're out of 12 with the auto. They're beautiful cards. They are thick, though. They are 130. Well, they're like 155. but and they fit in a 180 point with a little penny sleeve in the back, or if you can really squish it in 130 point one touch. I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, no, I don't want to say too much more about this card, but keep your eyes on these parallel autos from the cup. You can get them. If there's a lot of big cards in the Slab Sharks auction, this card will slip through the cracks. It's not a highly sought after item. It isn't. It's a nice card and people are going to go after it, but not as many as people as you think. And you start building a few of these, you get like 8 or 9 cup parallel autos. That's it.
You're well
That's
on your
all
way.
you'll buy. They're phenomenal. So current bid is 177 beaver bucks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nice. All right, Phil, what's your second card, bud?
My second card is another loophole, possibly. So it's a
Ooh.
2020 Upper Deck clear cut Timmy Tantrums, Timmy Stutzel, rookie debut canvas auto out of 10, hand numbered. We don't know by who, probably not Timmy, but so
Okay.
let's segue into nothing and stay on the topic of sleeper autos. Okay. Clear cut is such a risk reward product. I feel majority of people get disappointed because they want the big banger. And then they get something like this, right? Oh, I got a Timmy Stutzel, whatever. They don't really think much of this, but I'm not a Tim Stutzel collector, but there's lots out there. And a Timmy Stu auto, they might not care about, but there's somebody else that would love this beautiful card. It's a canvas card. It's the colors are brighter. The auto is great. It's got Timmy's third autograph, which is better than his second. You know, and some of these go dirt cheap, man. I missed out on a Jake Sanderson numbered out of 10. It was like $85. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. These cards don't go for a lot.
You got to explain that to the good listener, though. This third auto is just, it's 86, the Timmy part. It's just stupid.
So Tim Stutzel's first auto was very intricate and detailed, and it was awesome and very German. And then his second auto, which was horrible because he chose to release his second autograph when the cup came out, and it looks like a big B. And I know it's a T and an S, but it is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. So I don't really, you know what? You're right. This might be his first auto, but his first auto, he puts 2 dots above the I and he has a different L. So I don't know. Maybe this was like the evolution of his auto because it's a 2020, right? I thought it might be an old one
True.
as an update. Yeah, so I don't know. I got to brush up on my Timmy Stutzel autographs. Maybe there's 4, but either or. This card is awesome. Now, obviously, a card like this isn't legendary or iconic, but if you're a player collector, start eBay searching clear cut and your players. I'm telling you, you're going to find some beautiful cards out there. And this card is currently at $90 beaver bucks. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Great cards.
Yeah,
I think you made some good points too. Yeah, I think I like this version of the Stutzel auto. The PS is garbage.
Terrible. It's terrible. It's lazy. It's weak. Yeah.
Slab Sharks makes it easy to sell your cards on eBay. They take all the hassle away because, well, they do everything. All you got to do is submit your cards and they'll do the rest for both Canada and the US now with us. Plus, you get your cards get included in the biggest weekly hockey auction. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, head to slabsharks.com. Happy news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Oh, it was like an echo. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Couple stories today. Maybe quick, maybe not. We'll see. PSA is opening up its first retail location. On May 30th, PSA will open up its very first retail location inside of Burbank, the new Burbank Sports Cards, of course, in suburb of LA. There will be PSA staff on site. You'll be able to drop off cards for submission right at the location. Now, say what you want about PSA, but they've been pretty smart about the whole retail gambit over the past year. Expanding into GameStop has been a huge win for them. It's been a massive submission center. And now I guess they're starting their own retail presence. And this whole thing makes me think that if they get to the point where they can do on-site retail grading, like go drop your card off, go to lunch, and come back and pick it up, where does it's hard to imagine PSA getting bigger or grading more cards, but it is kind of a process and cumbersome to get your cards graded today, and they're already doing $1.5 million a month. So I don't know. Part of me thinks that will be inevitable at some point. What do you guys think?
I think that is 100% what's going to happen. And it will just solidify that grading has become a innate part of
Mhm.
collecting. And yeah, that's what it is. It's going to be part of it, and it's set in concrete. And yeah, that's the direction it's going in. I'm very curious. I'm probably going to turn a bit of a blind eye on purpose on the processes of how that would happen, because I would love to critique it, and I want to be happy in life, so I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it'll be great. It'll be great for the hobby in regards to getting, cards back quicker.
Quicker.
Hopefully, it would lower the cost as well.
Mhm.
I don't think that's how the world works, but it might be better for the average collector if they have more brick and mortar type of places, and drop your film off, get it developed, come back in an hour.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm 100% on board with you on that. Being able to drop something off and get it back in a few hours instead of 3 months.
Do you think they'll do remote grading? So I'll go
I don't
first.
know.
I would much prefer there to be 100 graders for PSA for everything, for all hockey or sports or whatever way they want to logistically organize that, and then you remote view the card via webcam or a high scan, or you don't need the card physically in front of you. You could just look on a screen and do a camera. I'd much rather that than some guy who got hired 7 months before, right? I know that's my big point, but that's a freaking big point. You want experience, right? Like I want
Yeah.
a guy or girl with 20 years experience grading my card. I'd be much more open to accepting their recommendations. I've been collecting for over 20 years. What do I need that guy's what do I need that guy's 7 months ago's opinion?
We all
My
got to start
my
somewhere.
opinion in general is worth more.
Yeah.
Well, you can't just find somebody. They just don't.
But they do.
They're not just born with 20 years experience looking at cards. You're not born knowing how to collect cards. You learn
Then
how to collect cards. You learn how to grade cards. It's
then the
just
service is outweighing the possibilities, right? And that's the thing that no one talks about, and that's the thing I think older farts, and I'll put myself in that category, that we're just kind of scratching our heads. Like, I've accepted it's a game more than it's about telling me what the card grades. And I think if we're honest with ourselves a little bit more with that, not you and me, and just the hobby in general. And you know what? I'll even say this on a positive note. I do feel like the hobby mostly does know it's kind of a game,
Mhm.
and you can crack, resubmit, clean, rub, flatten, blah, 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 blah. We're trying to beat the system. PSA is just a business offering a great service. No shade on that. I don't want this to come across in a bad way. But if we peel back the onion a little bit, what are we talking about? We're talking about cardboard for another person to tell us what the condition is,
Well,
right?
but that's exactly what it is, though, Phil.
Mhm.
If you really break it down, and it's any grading company, but
Yeah, I know
for the
that's what
sake
it
of the
is.
conversation with PSA, it's a third party opinion on the condition of your cards. There's no
Correct.
such thing as a all knowing hobby grade that is, certified by the gods and forever it
Yeah.
shall be.
Yeah, fair
Right.
enough. Yeah.
That's essentially, they are giving you that opinion
Yeah.
of the grade of the card, and it's up to the eye of the beholder as to how they value that, right? And so it's and if you kind of think about it this way, for people that have a problem with grading or have a problem with PSA, it's like, well, the problem should be more with the people that value that opinion as much as they do.
Correct. Correct. Thank you for clarifying my statements.
Mhm.
What Josh said is I have no issue, none with PSA. They're doing a banger job. They're trying to figure it out. Listen, no shade there. I guess my shade would be to the eye of the beholder, right? That's where I'm just not shade, but like I'm just want to have that conversation. The more cards, the more the hobby submits to grading, the more grading is watered down. The more the opinions, you can't just, Louis said it, you can't just scoop up hundreds of people with all this experience, right?
Mhm.
Just because I've been
I think,
collecting cards a long time doesn't mean I know how to grade a card better. I just
well,
kind of have that underneath my skills, not skill set, but my knowledge just from learning by default along the way, right?
that's a excellent point that both Louis and you have made. And I think inevitably where will lead grading as technology improves to some sort of, whether you want to call it AI or computer assisted
Mhm.
mechanism. Because if PSA is grading 1.5 million cards a month overall, if they go to 3 million, what's underlying is that you have enough people that have the knowledge to, and I don't know, I mean, this is something that maybe Brad could educate us on, but I feel very similar to you where I've looked in this hobby pretty intently every day for 3 years now. I think this is the third anniversary of our show today. Oh,
Oh wow, we should have
Right.
done something. I was told
Wow.
there'd be refreshments.
Yeah. So really, for 3 years, I don't feel qualified to grade a card. So it's like, how? Who are these people? Or maybe card grading is teachable. Like maybe there is a course or curriculum that PSA has developed where you can get somebody from off the street to proficient
Mhm.
in a few months. I have no
Then
idea.
talk about it. What the veil of mystery is exhausting to be around. It is just why do you think Fanatics is being kind of more well received than not? They're opening the doors, man. They're opening the doors a little bit. Like Nat Turner went to not Turner. Is that no, not Nat Turner. Ruben. He went to
Ruben.
a local card shop and took a Q&A.
Mhm.
That's how you do it, baby. Like him or hate him. I mean, whatever. I know he can't throw a baseball to save his life, which was hilarious. But he went to a local card shop and took every question and let people
Yeah.
record. That's awesome, you know? And so the veil of mystery, okay, card manufacturer, third-party grader, I get it, but they're big boys in our hobby. That's my point. The veil, I said it in my last PSA video there. Why don't some big, like, flamboyant graders, and if they don't want to be flamboyant, I'm sure there's someone outgoing there to be like, hey, man, my name's Richard. This is how I grade a card. Just the veil of mystery is exhausting. And it would be nice to show it a bit more on how they grade or listen, everything going a certain direction. I'm just going to add some commentary along the way. What's going to happen is going to happen. You know, grading's never going away now. Never.
Do you think to a degree a grading company shouldn't talk about their practices though, because so many people try to get stuff past them, where if they literally did an hour video and took you step by step through the entire grading process and showed you everything that most people would find, oh, this is kind of interesting. Now this gives me context. Well, 15% of people would be like, sweet, now I know how to get those fake Jordan rookies by PSA.
Well, what's the end goal?
Mhm.
The end goal is to have a good looking card. We've lost sight of the plot, right? So who cares?
Mhm.
No, I think PSA should do a 3-hour video on how they grade a card. And if people want to manipulate the end result, well, go nuts. I don't care. That shouldn't be PSA's problem. Their problem is open an envelope, look at a card. If they notice there's been foul play or cleaning and that's against their policies, let them deal with that.
Mhm.
Let them deal with that. You're never going to get ahead of the criminal, right? They're always going to get ahead of you.
The only thing different with the different companies is the policies that these companies follow for how they want their cards graded. Therefore, that's how they're training their people to grade these cards. Now, it's going to speed up. A lot of people are like, well, these guys hardly take any time and look at the cards. Well, they have tools, they have things they can use to measure, centering, whatnot. Surface, I want to know more about that, but it's all a repetitive process of grading a card. And over time, the person's eye gets better, and they can speed up the process of getting cards through. I think we make a bigger deal about how technical they get. And I don't think it's very technical. Does that make sense?
It's not.
What you're looking
Yeah.
for? You're looking for four things. How it's not one thing, and then there's like 8 sub after that, and then the next one,
I think they have
it's
a
cut
point
and dry.
system, right? 100-point system.
I don't know. Each grading company has its own methodology, and from
Mhm.
what I understand, PSA is more known to grade. Now, you gotta. I'm using this word probably differently than you might first think I am. They grade more technically. Where what I've heard is like I think a lot of like vintage collectors have really spent a lot of time understanding the methodologies between primarily SGC and PSA, which are both ironically owned by collectors. But where I think SGC, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, is more known for eye appeal grading, where like PSA would grade a card that those corners, edges, surface, and uh centering,
Centering.
right? Is that they're gonna kind of lean more towards, does it fall within these metrics, where other companies might take a look at the overall eye appeal of the card, which again, ultra modern doesn't matter much, but in vintage becomes a big deal. And so part of it when you choose to grade your cards, especially for a PC with a particular company, is you probably should understand sort of what their general methodology is and sort of how their scoring system values the most for
Mhm.
at each grade level.
Okay, so getting back to like the whole main topic here of this first hobby news, PSA
Yep.
is opening its first retail location in Burbank, sports cards. If they were to grade on site there, with what they're going to be maybe transplanting one or two people, but everybody's going to be new. Bringing your card there to get graded or just sending it in?
I think you're just sending it in. That's part of what I didn't and I didn't spend hours looking into this, but just the press release and reading on the PSA website, what I didn't kind of understand out of the gate, and again, maybe somebody can fill in the gaps in the comments for us, is I don't see a ton of value if the cards are just going to end up back at PSA to be graded, because a lot of hobby
Mhm.
shops do group submissions anyways. So why does it benefit me as a collector to have a PSA rep there at Burbank? Is it consultation? Are they?
Pilot
Right.
program, maybe they're
And
trying
that's
to.
why I'm
Yeah.
hoping that there's the opportunity to have your card graded on site there, because I was going to go right where you went. I can send my card to PSA through a bunch of other submission places. So unless that's just what they're advertising, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Who added the free agent story?
I did.
Okay.
I did 2026 free agency madness. I saw a lot going on last week about this, and then
We're about what, 5 weeks away, isn't it? Right around
yeah,
4th of July when
mhm. And then there's been a lot of chat today and our big group chat about all this stuff, but I just wanted to put a list together quick. It's nothing to super dive into, but I was blown away reading the list at the names on it. For example, I mean, these are all the people that are up. You got Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Jack Eichel, Kaprizov, Panarin, Ovechkin, Bobrovsky, Kyle Connor, John Carlson, Malkin, Jacob Markstrom. I mean, Kempe, Demko. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, this is a huge group of great hockey talent that
yeah.
could, who knows where they're going to end up.
Are these free agents though? Because I know Kaprizov, or are these guys that are eligible to sign extensions?
Yeah, well,
They're
'Cause that
RFAs. aren't they?
Kaprizov is not a free agent. He has to play next year at the Wild. He's still under contract for one more year.
okay. This is just what it was. This is what I had found this on Twitter. So
So it could be at the end of hockey's 2 years, like 2 seasons, right? So it could be the
it
end
could be
of
the end of
2026.
26, possibly.
Doesn't
re-
change the what you're talking about though.
Regardless,
Yeah, there's gonna a
it's
lot of
like,
big names.
yeah, holy cow. Like, this shake a lot of things up. I'd like, I'd like to see Markstrom stay in New Jersey unless they can find better goaltending, but Markstrom's a hell of a goalie. So I don't know. Kaprizov, he ain't leaving. Eichel,
The last
maybe.
earth-shattering trade we had was what? The Matthew Tkachuk?
I would think so, eh?
No,
No, Rantanen.
Rantanen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two big trades for Rantanen. Yeah.
Right.
It'd be fun to see a big summer. I'd like to see a bunch of trades. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
give us a lot to talk about. So I'm happy about that.
But yeah, put that in your back pocket because things are going to shake up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Want to spend a few minutes today talking about Memorial Day a little bit. Now, it's a U.S. holiday, and I get that. We're going to tie in Canada a little bit here too and acknowledge the rest of the world.
We have Remembrance Day too, so we're
Mhm.
November
Mhm.
11th. It's good.
With the poppies, which I think is a very
With the
cool tradition.
poppies, yes, Josh. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. And it's actually there's I still don't know. Like Remembrance Day is from World War One. It's like the
Yes.
11th month on the 11th hour on the 11th day. But I think we kind of consolidate World War II in that as well. I'm not too sure. I probably should have looked
I've
that.
been in London on Remembrance Day. It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, it's very special up
Mhm.
here. Very, very
Mhm.
special.
Well, here in the US, a lot of us think of Memorial Day as having that extra weekend day, the Monday off of work and
Barbecue.
barbecues. It's sort of I don't probably maybe even the official or unofficial kickoff of summer
Mhm.
here in the United States. And, so we're being at the lake or the cabin, getting the boat in the water kind of stuff. My dad is doing that today at the cabin. But of course, Memorial Day is really a day that remembers the brave men and women who paid the ultimate price and gave the ultimate sacrifice, so that I and we can be sitting here today doing a goofy hockey card show with, in my case, with my best buddies. It's a solemn day. Serves as a reminder that, ironically, I guess, freedom is nothing remotely close to free.
Right.
There's been a great cost, and yeah, the sacrifice and loss of life has affected every walk of life, hockey community too, going back to the origins of the game in the late 1800s and early 1900s. And in sports, we love to use big words like warrior or hero to describe the exploits of our favorite players, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But on a day like today, I think it's a good it's good for us to remind ourselves of who the real warriors and real heroes are. We've already done this a little bit on our show in our Get to Know Your Hall of Famer series. You can go back and check out guys that we profiled even last Memorial Day, like Hobie Baker, who was killed in World War One, or Frank McGee from Canada, Hockey Hall of Famer. George Richardson, we've talked about. Alan Scotty Davidson is another one. Like I said, we started that last year, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a tradition now going forward, honoring hockey players that have served and sacrificed on
Mhm.
this Memorial Day. And so I wanted to highlight a couple more today. And then, like I said, we'll do it next year too. So I picked an American and a Canadian.
You want me to
Like I
take the
said,
first one?
no, I got it.
Okay.
But I do recognize that we are blessed with people around the world that lost our show, and the realities of war have not escaped nobody in this world. And so, just want you guys around the world to know that. So we're going to start with the U.S. soldier. His name is Derek Hines. Now, Derek was from Newburyport, Massachusetts. He played high school hockey at St. John's Preparatory School in Danvers, Mass. Served as the team captain of his high school hockey team, and the school has since retired his number 23 in his honor. So after high school, Derek attended the United States Military Academy at West Point, a 4-year hockey player on the West Point team from 1999 until 2003, a 4-year letter winner and co-captain of the team his senior year. After graduating school, he went in to serve in the U.S. Army's 319th Airborne Field Artillery Regiment, which was based out of Vicenza, Italy, and was deployed in Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. Now, while stationed in Balo, I believe at Afghanistan, he and his team were conducting security operations when his unit came under attack by enemy forces that used small arms fire. And despite being wounded, Hines continued to engage the enemy until he was fatally shot on September 1st, 2005. So Derek Hines was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star and 2 Purple Hearts. And then in his honor, the Derek Hines Unsung Hero Award, established in 2007 by the Hockey Commissioners Association, is given annually and honors the NCAA Division I men's hockey player who exemplifies the qualities Derek displayed: sportsmanship, competitiveness, intelligence, and work ethic. First Lieutenant the First Lieutenant Derek Hines Soldiers Assistance Fund was created by his family to provide financial assistance to Massachusetts-based soldiers and their families who have incurred serious or life-altering injuries during active duty service. And of course, Derek's life is a testament to the dedication, courage, and selflessness and his legacy continues to inspire both hockey community and the broader public. Now, this one hit home. When I was learning about Derek, it's like a carbon copy of the path my son is on, who is very proud of and is a student of the University of Minnesota in the Army ROTC Officers Training Program.
He's a good egg.
Yeah, and has ambitions to special forces or mechanized infantry, stuff like that. And so, yeah, learning about this kid broke my heart.
Well done, Josh. Well said, well done, and it's got to be talked about, man, because Derek's sacrifice maybe saved other lives as well, right? I mean, I don't know the details of it, but that's the whole macro view of it. And you Americans say thank you for your service. We don't say that up here, I think, enough. So,
yeah. Well, then I said I picked a Canadian and wanted to learn more about, and the one that we picked is a Lance Corporal. This incredible story. Joe Turner, who was born in Windsor, Canada in 1919. He was born when the guy, Bad Joe Hall, died, the year he died.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Turner played junior hockey with teams like the Guelph Indians in the Ontario Hockey Association, showcasing his skills. He was a goalie. So in the 1941-42 season, he joined the Indianapolis Capitals in the American Hockey League, leading them to a Calder Cup championship and earning a spot in the first AHL All-Star game. On February 5th, 1942, Turner played his sole National Hockey League game for the Detroit Red Wings. He was called up from the AHL and stepped in for an injured Johnny Mowers and played in a 3-3 tie against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Turner played all 70 minutes, which included overtime. At the end of that year, Joe Turner enlisted in the United States Army, influenced by his connections to Detroit and Indianapolis. He served as a second lieutenant in Company K of the 311th Infantry Regiment, 78th Infantry Division. On December 13th, 1944, during his first day in combat, Turner led an assault through the Hurtgen Forest in Germany, and as well, despite being wounded, he attempted to rescue a fellow soldier, but was killed by German machine gun fire. Now, in honor of his sacrifice, the International Hockey League named its championship trophy the Turner Cup, which was awarded annually from 1945 until the league's dissolution in 2001. He's remembered as one of only 2 NHL players who lost their lives in World War II, the other being Dudley Red Garrett. Played one NHL game.
Only got one under his belt. Good one.
Yeah, was killed on his first day of combat.
Sucks how there's only one day in our respective countries. Okay, maybe there's a few other subset days, but basically one day in our countries where we have to remember people that got killed so we can collect hockey cards and eat fruit and swear and, I don't know, suffer the consequences of our freedom. And, you know, it just, I I wish we remembered history more, and I feel like some folks want us to not remember history at all, but then we're never going to learn as a society. We need to talk about this, and it's tragic. It's horrible, but I want to talk. Like if I die tomorrow in a war, I want you guys to talk about it, because if not, it's in vain, right?
Correct.
Not sure we'd have time, but I see what you're saying.
How come, question, how come you guys joined World War? You might not know the answer. Like Canada entered the World War I when it started, 1914, and 1918 when it ended. How come you guys came in 16, 17? Do you know why?
It was 17. I don't know World War One.
I mean, greatly appreciated. You kind of.
Oh yeah. World War One. It was the sinking of the German U-boats. I'm really gonna butcher this. And I know there's some history buffs that are gonna shake their head, but I'm going off the top of my head. The German U-boats were wreaking havoc on the shipping routes between North America and
it's economical, you bastards.
probably.
Oh, where are my peanuts? Yeah, you were some senator couldn't get his peanuts, so that's why.
Well, there was a famous ship that was sunk that I think got us into. Hold on, I'm gonna look up real quick now.
What, the
Valdez?
Sussex?
What?
Sussex?
Exxon Valdez.
It starts with an L.
Louisiana something.
No, Lusitania.
Lusitania. Yeah.
Easy for me.
I believe that's what got us into that's what got us into World War.
Unbelievable trade route. So World War II is an easy one. Can I guess World War II? Pearl Harbor.
Sure. Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So thank you everyone for indulging us, and like I said,
Can we do more? Can we do more about history? I'm not saying pick war stuff, but like I love how, Josh, you do the segment every respecting, but like I feel like we should do more. I don't know what that means. I don't have a solution to that.
If anyone has ideas.
Yeah, if anyone has ideas about honoring more historical things, let us know. I feel it's so important. It's very important. Very
what
well
I'm really
done.
looking forward to in the Get to Know Your Hall of Famers as we continue doing that is starting to get into more like time periods, right? I mean, it's been very much the 30 or 40 guys we've done to this point have been all sort of from the same era, but we're going to get into, players that played in the 40s and 50s and 60s, and then during Vietnam and how that impacted the Korean War and how that impacted the game of hockey. So I think that part will be interesting.
So we'd have to break down hockey. This is where Ken Reed and Brent Wallace could help, like eras. Like, are there 7 eras, 9, 3? I think the red line coming in, that would be the end and beginning of an era.
Yeah, maybe Ken Reed would be a great person to have back on.
Well, he listens all the time. Ken, just give us a call.
We need a Ken phone, like a bat phone.
A Ken signal.
If we had a Ken phone, Phil would want a Barbie phone so we could find a stepmom for Hasselhoff.
That's right. I'm into brunettes lately, actually.
Well, boys, I wish there was an elegant way to transition from that to back to hockey cards, but there really isn't. So maybe we'll just acknowledge the awkwardness and have some fun talking about some new product releases, which is brought to you by our friends and partners at Mint Inc., of course. Now, Mint Inc. is the Canadian leader for all things hobby goodness. You can get it all at Mint Inc. in their flagship location in Vaughan within the GTA. They have all the hockey hobby boxes, singles galore. Check out their eBay store for some deals. You can drop cards off to get graded there. You can sign them at auction, and they have merch and tons of other memorabilia. If you're not in the Toronto area, it's all available at mintinc.ca. They can ship anywhere in Canada, right, Phil?
Yes, sir, they can.
I have a lot of experience with that. Okay, let's talk.
What's the matter? Oh, you said okay. Can I bring? Okay, hold up, pause. Don't actually pause it, but you said it. You said it's a bit awkward to segue into. I disagree. I think it's beautiful because the 2 people that passed, and hundreds of other thousands people that have died in war, they died so we can have this moment, not
Great
be
point.
awkward.
True.
Thanks.
So let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy it. All right.
Let's enjoy talking some
Sometimes
extended.
you are spot on.
Once I have my moments, Louis. 1 out of 100. Yeah.
Shoot 100 times blindly, you're bound at the target once, right?
No. Here's a better one. I love when people are like, "It is better to keep your mouth quiet than to open your mouth and remove all doubt." Oh, I screwed the beginning of that. If people think you're stupid, yeah.
Okay. 24-25 extended series comes out on Thursday. This is a day later than the typical Wednesday release day. I assume that's because of the Memorial Day holiday here in the US. Extended series has been a little polarizing. Let's try to be a little, diplomatic, but honest, I guess, about that. And throughout this whole conversation, would love to, I guess the underlying question I would love for us to discuss and maybe ponder and answer as a group is this the year that extended finally gets mass acceptance in the hobby or no? I think it's
it's
been coming.
accepted. It's
I'd love a
accepted. Yeah,
extended.
extended's
Well,
good.
I think it's been coming around, but there's still tons of people that anytime you talk about it, get upset and think that they're watering down flagship and so on and so forth. So I guess that's the backdrop. We're going to check out the designs and, of course, the checklist and see if we can answer that question. All the information that we're going to be talking about in this discussion is pulled directly from our 24-25 extended series checklist, which is live on hockeychecklist.com. So you can go there now and check it out for yourself. Let's start with the base set. There's 200 veterans in the extended series base set. Now it's broken down by 156 just veteran base cards, 42 all-stars, and 2 checklists. There's 8 parallels now in flagship. As successful as the new outbursts have been, it is kind of stark when you look at it, like, geez, 8 parallels in.
Yeah.
You have Outburst Silver, Clear Cut, Deluxe, which are out of 250, exclusives out of 100, Outburst Red, Bill, out of 25, High Gloss out of 10, and the Outburst Gold 101.
Wouldn't you be able to figure out how an
21.
approximate print size or what are we always print run with these kind of numbers? So if it's a 350 card set, there has to be 250 of 100. Is there a mathematician that listens to us that would be able to approximately gauge a print run of these?
I think you need 2 data points to triangulate, and Upper Deck's very good at only giving you ever one.
You don't know
They either
how much
give you
they're
the pack
printing.
odds or they give you the out of
So
number.
we need a mathematician smarter than their mathematician, is what you're saying.
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So if they gave you the pack odds of High Gloss, you could tell exactly how many packs. So if, let's say, High Gloss was 1 in 80,000 packs and there's 10 High Gloss, then you just multiply 80,000 times 10, and that's how many packs they made. But they only ever give you one of the data points.
So we need Billy's hard drive on his laptop, is what you're saying.
Might already have it.
Whoa! I feel a new quest coming.
Remember, you didn't talk to Louis for 2 days.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. You got it. Nothing. No phone numbers attached to mine. Got it.
Then there's 30 additional Young Guns within the base set. Young Guns have the exact same parallels. The highlight from the checklist will certainly be Will Smith, the other big Sharks prospect.
He's good, man. He's good. Don't sleep on him.
Then I guess Jonathan, is it Leckermacki or Leckermacki would probably be the other big name. Him and Smith are on the Young Guns checklist. From that point, it usually comes down to who in the next 2 years is going to have us mad dashing in our dollar boxes because all of a sudden they're a thing, right? Most of the other names are.
I know I got
Alexi
this guy
Protas,
somewhere. I've
right?
been in my basement at least twice a year. I know I got one of these.
Well, Alexi Protas spent 2 years as a 10-cent Young Gun, and then this year everyone was scrambling and they're trying to cash in on that. So normally in a flagship release, there's 50 Young Guns. Upper Deck pared that back to 30 because to come up with 150 players to be Young Guns a year total between the two Series 1, Series 2, and Extended wasn't great. And what they did to supplement that was by adding the first round rookie cards in the set. And for me, this is the toughest part of Extended. This is the part that I think they're like 80% there. And what I don't love about these cards is a couple things, and this is all a matter of opinion, this first point, but I'm not draft day photo shoot cards just have never done it for me. And I don't know. I've never met a lot of people that just love these cards.
No.
I think it creates too confusion between the SP draft inserts that a lot of times we see in Series 1 or occasionally we see in Series 1, like we had with the Bedard. So what I did is I put them side by side, or Louis did. So remember the SP1 card from Series 1, that's over $12,000 at one point.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
crazy, man.
And that comes out in what, October or November of 2023. And then by the following June, when Extended comes out, now we have these first round rookies cards. And what's the difference? Obviously, it's a different photo, but if I had spent $10,000 on that SP1 card and then saw this card in Extended series, that'd be very deflating, right?
Yeah.
True.
My last sort of critique on these first round draft cards is it's in the base set. So you get all the parallels, including the outbursts. And so you get an outburst 101 of the first round rookies card. And if it was up to me, I would have the only outburst 101 be the Young Guns from the rookie year.
Huh.
I don't want to see
Okay.
7 different cards with that treatment. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
Mm-hmm. But all these sort of points aside, I understand what Upper Deck was trying to do with this approach. Is they're saying we can't do 200, 150 Young Guns because it's hard enough to get to 30 probably in Extended series. And by doing these first round picks cards, it enables us to get all the big rookies on the checklist too. So now there's going to be a Macklin Celebrini, a Matvei Michkov, a Lane Hudson. But I don't know. I mean, do these cards do it for you? Do you get excited when you?
Not particularly, but I like the opposite. I like the similar, nicer, more refined version in the top draft picks in the cup. So I feel no, I don't. I'm not the biggest fan of these cards, but I do like this style in a different set. I feel like that needs to be an asterisk in there.
Sure.
My overall point is, like I said, I understand like their strategy is good. I hope that I don't know how locked in they are to these first round rookies, but to maybe experiment with some other ideas I would be game for that.
I don't know what would you do? Have them in their house doing the dishes,
Laundry.
or like playing a video game, or
Pavel roller skate cards, maybe bring those back.
hey, the roller skate card. Everyone makes fun of it. The Bloodlines card with him and Valerie Bury is phenomenal, and they're both wearing rollerblades. So
there we go. All right, let's keep going. There's no memorabilia in Extended series. There are a couple autos, and one of them is huge, and we've already talked about this, but it's worth mentioning again. One great thing I think Upper Deck did in this release is they have a very tough chase, of course. There's 8 2000, 05, 06 buyback Alexander Ovechkin Young Guns that they had him sign. And for newer collectors, we should probably spend a little bit of time on this because there's been lots of tribute Young Guns, and especially in Extended series. Phil, you're a big fan of the Outburst retro tribute Young Guns that have come out in the last couple releases.
yes, sir.
When they say buyback, these Young Guns are actual 2005, the real deal Ovechkin Young Guns that Upper Deck reacquired and had Ovechkin autographed. So it's a 2005 card. It's not a tribute. And
They're going to be a redemption? Do you
I don't
think?
think so.
You think they actually got it in the packs, eh?
Well, that would be amazing.
Wow. I thought it'd be a redemption. I mean, whatever, redemption or not, they got them, right? So
to me, this is it's very aspirational. It's not, there's 8 of them. So not very few people obviously are going to hit them, but it adds a huge, exciting chase, I think, to this.
So is it 3 on e-pack, 5 in like, how's that going to work?
Don't know.
The one Louis has picture too is the big one. It's the one that has, now I don't know if you call this how to really term this, because it's in the numbering, he kind of added an inscription. So it's out of 8. So he did great 8 out of 8.
Mm-hmm.
With how he GR 8 out of 8.
Great out of 8.
Awesome.
Too much to ask him to sign underneath his butt, eh? Just take it.
Hey, at
Oh,
least
just
he-
sign it, please. We got him. Just sign it anywhere. We don't care.
Well, typically he'd have signed it way over to the right, probably.
Yeah, you're right, Louis. Over the upper deck embossed logo there. Yeah. This pen sucks. I need better pen.
No,
In your
this is-
opinion, is this a less than $10,000 US card or more than
Oh,
10,000?
I have no idea. The first few need to sell. Then we'll see how 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 sell.
depending on
There-
what numbers pulled. And I mean, if 8
Yeah.
comes out first, because of, I don't know, people think that the jersey number or whatever.
Well, they
is-
like that.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's fine, and you can like it. I mean, it's cool, but that doesn't mean it's 10 times the price of the 7.
Oh, I'm gonna push back. It does if
Oh, it
someone
does.
pays for it.
Look at Card Ladder.
Now,
Yeah.
In your
yeah,
mind,
that
they
card
may
ladder.
not
My
be,
mind.
but
yes, no, that's my opinion. It's what we
Yeah.
can do here. I'm
as
saying I
opposed to
think
just
it's a
being
bunch
the
of
number
crap.
8, the number 8 out of 8, does it add an extra element for you for this particular card, given that he did the cute little great 8 out of 8? Or no?
Well, I don't know. Didn't he do grade 8 out of 7, grade 8 out of 6?
No, because it's 8 of 8. So the as he signs grade 8, the GR8,
Yeah.
that's the 8 out of 8. It's a hand numbered card.
Play on words.
No, I completely understand that, but he's always called. We always say the grade 8. So what I'm
Yes.
thinking is the GR and the 8 is on every card, and then the
No.
slash whatever will be 7, 6, 5, 4.
You can't
No,
take
no, this is-
more out
thi-
of less, though,
This
right?
is
Like
8
a
out of
pie.
8.
You can't take 3 pieces out of. Like you
I
can't take
think
8 pieces of pie out of 3.
I'm either not explaining it right, or I want to see how they number. How he
I got it.
numbers
I got it. Louis wants it to be 3 out of 3/grade 8. It's just you want it. You want. The,
Oh,
you,
I
you
see
want
what
the
I'm saying,
GR.
and I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you want it
Um,
after. It's semantics. We're good.
The number 7 is
Yep.
7 out of 8. The number
Yep,
6
no,
is
I
6
get
out of
it.
8.
I get it.
The number,
No,
yes.
yes, I understand how that works. I just, yeah, I was feeding off of the great part. Yeah, I guess it would say, damn.
Who ate
That's
the
unique.
sandbox?
I think the GR8 is only on this card,
Okay.
not on any of the other 7.
I don't know. You pay for whatever you want to pay for it. I think
Okay.
I really couldn't tell you if it's a $10,000 card plus or not. We'll see.
I think this one is for sure, but we'll see.
Yeah,
There's
whatever.
12 snow spray autos that are pretty commonly found in extended. Not typically huge names on the checklist. They're basically sticker autos. There are 3 SPs: Alexander Romanov, Dylan Holloway, and Alex Iafallo. So big choices.
Oh.
Beyond the base and the couple autos, inserts is where extended series is at. There's always some Easter eggs too, or usually is. So we'll be on the lookout for that when the set comes out. In any flagship release, though, Canvas, of course, is a big insert set. But mainly we get most excited about the Canvas Young Guns. And there's some really big names on the checklist for extended series. You got Michkov, Macklin Celebrini. The Celebrini image is a lot more traditional than we saw with Bedsy. So comparing the two big, they went pretty... this actually kind of looks almost like I wonder if it was like a stark course correction by their photo department, because it looks more like a regular Young Guns photo than a Canvas photo, almost.
He's got a bit of stoic look to him.
It's a nice
little
card.
bit. Yeah.
I like it. There's a black parallel of the, again, this year, that's 1 in 135 pack odds. Upper Deck also put all-star Canvas cards on the checklist, and the black parallels for those are pretty tough. 1 in 540 packs. So some decent chases, I guess, for your favorite players there. There's a ton of Young Guns acetates in extended this year. More than normal.
Good.
So of the 24-25 rookie class, there's 127 acetate card name or players on the checklist for Young Guns acetate. All the big names. So you have Celebrini, Michkov, Lane Hudson, Logan Stankoven, etc. And there's even 4 acetates for the Young Guns teammates cards. So Michkov and Fedotov, Logan Mayu, and how do you say it for the Canadians? The
Say what?
defenseman.
Jimmy Shakes?
Yeah,
Lane
well, Lane
Hudson?
Hudson, and then the other rookie, Logan. It's Mall
Hello?
Malu.
Mailloux. Logan Mailloux. Olin Zellweger and Cutter Gauthier from Anaheim, and then Macklin Salbrini and Will Smith. I don't know
Nah,
so.
I'm not a fan. Even though you didn't ask, I just felt like saying it.
I'm just gonna tell you what I think.
Acetates are not an Easter egg, but they don't announce pack odds for them, of course, which we've discussed endlessly on the show, and we'll never stop discussing because we find
Can't
it
stop,
fascinating.
won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. But there's even more acetates. We're not done. Upper Deck also included some 23-24 Young Guns acetate updates. 29 additional players on the checklist. And the biggest names are Logan Cooley, Simon Nemec, and Matt
Nemec.
Savoy. So it's basically the Young Guns from the extended series last year are in this release as well. Looking at some other inserts, a Beehive is back. It looks a little more ornate this year. One of the things, though, that I haven't seen this yet, a lot of the inserts have a gold parallel, which is common, but they don't even they just say unannounced odds. So there's no pack odds. They're not numbered. They're just gold parallel.
I like that.
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm. There's got to be some mystery in this somewhere. Just like the
good point.
acetates. I like it. I like Phil trying to figure it out.
I don't. I don't at all.
I don't think you have to know how many of everything is always in each whatever comes out.
Yes, I do, Louis.
Makes it fun.
I like the Beehive cards that have more the action photo than the portrait, so I can get behind this one a little bit. Day with the Cup features 10 more Panthers players from last year's championship team. Not really any big names, though, but there are Day with the Cup in the set. Encore has 1 in 5 pack odds. There, again, is a gold parallel, though, with unannounced odds, and it does include a number of rookies. This next one's kind of interesting. Oracles. A little bit similar to the gold bullions card that was just in metal, but a little more.
I don't like rounded edges or corners.
You
I'm
don't?
not a fan. No, I like a good sharp right angle 45 degree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a playing card.
The base are 1 in 30, and then there's a rare parallel that's 1 in 180. So that would be the chase there.
Does this card glow in the dark?
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Maybe that's the Easter egg.
Maybe. Well, they wouldn't have probably sent the picture out by now.
Well, they wouldn't have told us it glows in the dark. That's the egg.
Oh, I got you.
Isn't it an Oracle SP or something? I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. There is an Oracle SP. There's another one too. HockeyChecklist.com. Everybody.
Where I learned.
Phil, perk up.
What? I'm fine.
There's more Outburst Retro Young Guns. You love these. The base is, of course, the Silver Outburst. Then there's a red out of 25, Gold 101. There's 5 players on the checklist. Many of your favorites. Evgeny Malkin, your boy Mitchie Marner, your boy Eric Carlson, your boy Dylan Larkin, and then Quentin Byfield.
So I guess Marner and Malkin are the big chases, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just listen, I'm nervous. I really need Upper Deck to never do the same player again.
Yeah.
That's what I really need. Because they can't.
Just for you. So I remember now these next 3 cards I remember from that I don't think they've done since Kaprizov's rookie year, but I really liked the Kaprizov rookie versions of these cards. So Rookie Reflections is back. We don't have a preview image yet, but the base are out of 1 in 5 packs, and then there's a gold out of 100 parallel. And while Trilogy is dead, I think for now as a standalone set, the rookie premieres are in extended this year. Common are out of $9.99, uncommon out of $4.99, and rare out of $99. Okay. And then finally, Triple Dimensions Reflections. These could be fun.
Could be interesting, yeah.
Makes an appearance in extended. Bunch of parallels here. Base are 1 in 6. Then there's Ruby out of 500. emerald or amethyst out of 300, emerald out of 100, gold out of 50, and sapphire out of 10.
Ooh, sapphire. Yeah, this card might look. You know what
Nice.
card I laughed at? The sunset card in metal.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I laughed at it when I saw it in person. Fell in love with it. Absolutely gorgeous card. So I'm thinking this could be similar too. We don't know what it's going to look like and shine and refract. And...
If it refracts like
Is it refracting?
never gets old. If it refracts like I think it might. The top kind of reminds me. Remember the Bowman's Best refractor?
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. Yep.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Then lastly, UD3 is not a die cut this year. It's been like a weird die cut every year.
Ooh, let's see.
Base is
I
1 in
didn't get it.
5. Oh, you didn't?
Well, I did, but I must not have put it in.
It's all
Oh,
good.
okay.
It's okay.
It's on the Checo site, so go look at it
Mhm.
there. There is a gold out of 333, which is the only parallel. So I want to go back to that question. You know, is this kind of a could it be a breakthrough year for extended? I'm going to summarize what I think are the key chases in this release. You have the Will Smith Young Guns, Celebrini, Mitchkoff, Canvas Young Guns, 2024 Young Guns Acetates, 2023 Update Young Guns Acetates, the Ovechkin Young Guns Buyback Autos, all 8 of them. You got the Retro Outburst Young Guns. Whatever you think of the new parallels we just went through, I don't know. Overall, I think that's pretty good, don't you?
Sounds good.
Or-
So we get Mitchkoff, Celebrini, Young Gun Acetates, right?
yes.
Yeah, that's loaded, man. That's great. And for what price point? It's usually the same price as flagship, if not cheaper.
We'll go over that in a second. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But before we do that, though, just to tie everything up, here's what you can expect in a 24-25 extended series hobby box. 12, it's that new configuration still, 12 packs per box, 12 cards per pack. You get 6 Young Guns or first round rookies, 4 UD Canvas cards, 1 Blue Dazzler, 1 base set Outburst Parallel, 2 Oracles and or Oracle SP cards. To your point, Phil, pre-sales right now at Mint Ink and mintink.ca for 24-25 extended are 150 Canadian. In the US, it's selling for about 120 US per box. So pretty equivalent, you know, if you're worried about tariff impact to US pricing.
I feel like that's $10 to $15 more expensive, which is a small price to pay for the tariffs. But wait a minute, what are the tariffs? 20%, 25%?
25.
Oh, so that's tariffed. I guess,
Maybe.
isn't it? Well, it's still a good price. Listen, 150 tariffed or not, who cares? Let's not focus on things we can't change. If that's tariffed or not, all the hits you just mentioned, I think that's well worth $150. I'm sold. I'm going to buy extra boxes for me.
I am too. And I don't mind $10 or $15 more a box if you're going to include those O-Pee-Chee cards or retro Young Guns, a whole bunch of acetates, you know, it just gives you a lot of ways to hit a really, really nice card versus I'd much rather have this 150 Canadian box versus a 120 box that only has a Will Smith Young Guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, go to Mint Ink, buy yourself an extended series box, buy yourself and manifest your positivity. Buy a package of top loaders and penny sleeves. You're under $200. There you go. You have a great afternoon for under $200. And you might hit.
What did you think of the set, Louis, when you were putting the visuals and stuff together?
Look good. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'll go after extended. Seems to be a lot. I mean, we still don't know how many, but better shot of maybe pulling an acetate out of it. And those
There's
cards
like
are
almost 160 different
I was just going to say, though, like to the good listener, I don't care if they have more, they are so rare.
Mm-hmm.
I've never hit one. I don't know anyone that's ever hit one.
Yeah.
Ever. So,
if you even hit like the worst player, you should be doing cartwheels in your living room.
You should be very happy. Yeah.
All right, Phil, you've been preparing all week for this. Are you ready for
what?
lead?
I don't watch
to take the helm for another mailbag.
We're at mailbag already?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, hold on. I gotta open the notes.
Oh.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm
so behind sometimes. I know exactly how to scroll quickly with my fingers because I'm good with my fingers. And
scroll.
Okay. So Gongshow mailbag in bold. Check. Okay. Discord. Henry P. Hey, boys. Chiming in on the Max Verstappen.
Yep.
Card that sold for $500,000. 2020 was the first year that licensed F1 cards were available from Topps. Chrome hobby boxes sell for around $200 to $250 from 2021 to present, but 2020 Chrome F1 hobby boxes cost $2,000. All drivers are considered rookies that year. A Max Verstappen auto from 2021 onwards is $1,200 raw. I also think there's way more money floating around in the sport of F1. I didn't feel a question there, so I didn't answer.
Well, this goes back a little to, remember when I was giving examples, I said, let's not get lost in the sauce. Let's take these directionally. And Henry makes very good points. But I would still say, and Max Verstappen is, of course, very good. He's the equivalent of even a Sidney Crosby. There's no Sidney Crosby card that's sold for $500,000. So it doesn't change the point.
Right.
A good answer. Okay, next question. Hockey Card Denmark. Hey, if Upper Deck should bring in a new set, what would you like to be added? Low end, mid end, or high end? I'll go first. I want Exquisite to have its own set. Not a hill I'm willing to die on. I'm just answering your question, but that's what I'm going to whine about. Keep the design separate from the cup. Yes, I know the NHLPA and the Upper Deck and all the managers said the cup has to be the best in all ways, but that's my wish. Louis, what do you think?
I would just want a set with more refracting cards, and I don't care where it falls in the end set.
Josh?
SP Game Used Premium, I'm calling it. All high-end game used memorabilia.
Billy's just shaking his head. Josh,
What is that?
it's game used, in-game used. And then you're like, Billy.
What's high-end game used, ma'am?
0 manufacturer patches.
Okay.
All just I don't know, great patches, great glove, just the best of the best mem pieces.
Got it. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, no CCM, only Easton. All right, next question. Nimbus, 2 questions. I will be going to my first sports card show in Edmonton this weekend at 30 years old, late bloomer. I'm wondering if there are any do's and don'ts while attending or pet peeves. I remember Phil talking about how much he loathes when people put their card storage cases on vendor tables. Thanks. I'll go first. You're damn right I can't stand that, and it drives me bonkers. It's a litmus test. It's a measure of character. Now, saying that, this might be possibly unfair from me, because the litmus test, it's skewed because there's strong human emotion when said gentleman or woman goes to the table. They're all excited. They throw their case on there. They want to show their cards. I get it. I absolutely get it. So maybe it's unfair. Regardless, it is the bane of my existence. It drives me insane. And I love the dealers. When I'm looking, or I got money in my pocket, man. I got money ready to spend. Lots of money. If you don't want to get your other guys to move his little Pelican case so I can maybe see a card I want to buy, I'm moving on quickly. So that's my biggest pet peeve at a show. And personal hygiene. It needs to, just in life, personal hygiene is a good idea. I know it's hard for some, but I really feel like mouthwash and floss and okay, anyway. That's it. Louis?
I say cover the tables with all the things you're trying to sell so no one else can see what's in the case. Bill's litmus test. Stand there forever, even if you have zero intent on purchasing anything. Walk backwards against the grain when scoping out booths, and try to make yourself some space when there isn't any to be had when trying to get into the dollar box digs.
Okay.
Just don't run backwards naked in a cornfield. Yeah, just
great advice. Oh, jeez.
Josh, what do you think?
Well, I want to first give Nimbus a little word of encouragement, although you feel obviously a little reticent about going to a card show for the first time at 30 years old. Just remember that you're going sooner than Phil had ever kissed a girl that he's not.
That's not true. I kissed my first girl at 18. I was a late bloomer.
Okay. I'm just going to give a piece of advice, and I think prices are pretty. So when you're at a booth or you see a price or you ask a price, the first price is a suggestion, is aspirational by the seller. Ask for a reasonable deal. And if they say no, they say no. But don't ask if they've got a card priced at $600. Don't offer them $100 for it. But I think it's appropriate to offer $550.
Right.
A lot of times, though, you can save yourself some money that way.
All right. Second question from Nimis.
And
Is getting a
hold
great.
on. Obviously, I was being a smart butt.
Oh.
I'm sure he figured it out, but just do the opposite of what I said.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Louis was just being silly. Yeah, I think he knows.
Okay.
All right. Second question. Is getting a great deal on a card on eBay or elsewhere online a good thing? Or will it drop the value of the card when people are looking at it for comps? Thanks. Great question, man. Josh, what do you think?
You can. Yeah. So if your intent is to flip, you don't. And actually, my personal pickup is going to be a great example of this because I got a really good deal that if I was going to flip the card, I would have never bought it for this because it would have made it no point. And so I think if you, it's hard to tell where Nimis is coming, what perspective he's coming from. But if you want to, if you're a flipper, I think it's best not to buy on eBay. It's best to buy in person at card shows or on like my card post where there isn't a tracked comp and try to get a deal there and then sell it based on the established comps.
Yep.
Louis?
Felt the same thing. Said it's a great question. Chances are anything online will be, for the most part, researched and the price will be fairly competitive to recent comps because you're selling online. There's a deal to be had, though. Grab it. Don't sweat it unless you're trying to sell it.
Nice. Well said. All right, Nimis, there you go. Next question. Discord. Mad Dog 78, also known as Hobby Discord Manager. Okay. Gongshow Discord Manager. If you had a hobby time machine, what would you fix? I'll go first. I would ensure that there would be a continued attention and focus that would be given to the Upper Deck buyback program. So many pieces of history floating around with weekly, all the time, with zero verification availability. And the worst part is, I truly feel that this issue could be solved, not quickly, but with proper time and focus. It could be absolutely solved. It just could. There's many avenues you could take. The problem is I think from a business standpoint, I don't think you see a return on investment if you want to fix the past. So if I was the president of Upper Deck or part of the board of governors, I would not be interested. I'd be like, why? Is that going to make us money now? No, who cares? But my heart wants it done. And, heart is cute and all, but that doesn't cure cancer. So, yeah. Josh, what do you think?
I would try to maybe anticipate the junk wax era a little bit because I think that probably set the entire collecting hobby back 10 years.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Louis, what do you think?
Try to fix my budget and the pricing of cards.
I think we all answered truthfully and accurately.
Yes.
All right. I hope that's good for you, Mad Dog. Andrew Shee. Facebook. Young Guns acetate or clear cut? Come on. What kind of question is this? I love you, Andrew. What's your favorite and why? I'll go first. You're crazy for even asking. Acetate. They're better made. There's less of them. The card is layered and it's sexy. Louis?
Ditto.
What do you think? What would you like to say?
I'd like to say ditto.
Oh, ditto. Okay, good. Josh?
I think, well, we all agree, but I don't think it's a bad question if you've never seen a Young Guns acetate in person.
No, it's a bad question. Andrew's muted for a week.
But maybe for a new collector that hasn't and is wondering what's the difference.
It's a good question.
There is no difference. And once you see an acetate in person, you completely get it. And it kind of kills the clear cut vibe for you after that a little bit, to be honest.
I agree with Josh a lot, and I'll explain why in personal pickups. So picture, I consider an acetate card to give a wizard three clear cut cards, get him to cut them up, wax them, polish them, make the ink brighter, everything. And then he combines 3 cards into one. That's your acetate Young Gun to me. The wizard did it. Okay. Next question.
Sure.
Kaz Schiller. Was the freestyle segment poorly received internally or on Discord? I think it was good when y'all tried it a while back. I hope each of you fellows and your families are healthy and well. Thank you, Kaz. I hope your family and you are well and healthy as well. Terrible grammar there. I'll go first. I'd rather jump on Neil's show. I'm pretty taxed after our episodes. Like right now, I know we're going to be done within half an hour. I'm hungry. It's kind of like when you have to go pee and you're close to the
I
toilet.
gotta interrupt you, Phil. Sorry.
What?
You're thinking after party. That
Yeah.
was our short-lived Discord show. He's talking about the freestyle segment where this show is very structured, where we're very unstructured.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
But you probably have forgotten all about that.
Yeah, I
And he's
don't know. All right, so I don't have an answer for you, Kaz. Sorry. Louis, do you?
It's an awesome question. It was fun. I don't know where it went.
I think we should ask the captain. Where are you
well,
steering
there's
Gotcha.
it went nowhere in particular. We can do it again. So if more people want it back, then let us know in the comments.
Don't we freestyle whenever we kind of want to anyways?
Yeah.
Some more than others.
Oh,
Some more than others.
I don't know. All right, Kaz, there you go. All right, Discord. Jesus, Ben. What's with the... Oh, well, at least he apologizes for it. Okay.
Making you earn it. This one, Phil.
Discord, Ben. Hey, guys. Sorry for the long question. Apology not accepted. Coming back to your hockey growth topic from last week. How about this? The NHL changes its name to IHL, International Hockey League, and relocates the weakest 10 to 12 franchises in terms of popularity and growth to Europe and forms a European conference. And just like the Major League Baseball League did until the 90s, teams from the North American Conference and the European Conference won't meet in regular season games to avoid time zone issues. Winners of both conferences play the final series in an East Coast city on neutral ground, just like the Super Bowl. Or they could do a Final Four with the best 4 teams. Lots of growing potential. European players could play in their countries, and the league could grow in size over the next few years. Thoughts? I'll go first. Send the Anaheim Ducks to the gulag. You're right. Smarten them up. I love this idea. That's all I got.
Boy,
you really love this idea.
I don't know.
What if your Ottawa Senators get relocated to
Bangladesh?
I would give anything for my Senators to get relocated. Phil's relocating soon. Relocate my hockey team.
Okay.
Yeah. Louis, what do you think?
Well, first, it's just send all the West Coast teams over the pond because they're on too late for me here anyways. So
we all have self-interest in this.
I just said this would implode the league.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
I mean, it's fun to talk about.
Uh-huh.
It is. I'm glad he asked the question. I'm glad. Please ask Phil more long questions because he loves to read.
No, what are you doing right now? No, do not. Do not. I don't mind reading. I get parched.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Josh, you going to answer the question, or you're going to be disrespectful to Ben?
I'm piggybacking on Louis' answer and
You're
rejecting yours.
such a wiener. All right. All right. Next question. Facebook. Adam Yates. Steel lad? Still lad? I don't know.
Sure.
And Adam Yates. Strong name. Good name. After last week's best looking cards of 2025, what are your worst looking cards of 2025? Great question. So simple. Louis.
Meh.
Okay. Josh.
I think it's a good idea for an upcoming segment, but this is one of those questions that's too much work.
Good segment, good question, but first comes to mind, I gotta say it, the Incarnations cards for Metal this year. Is it Metal? Yeah, it was Metal, right?
No, that was a lure.
Was it a lure? Yes, it was a lure.
Those are the 90210 cards, right?
Like the 90210 cards. Okay, so listen, I actually love the style of those cards. They're very shiny and thick. I mean, it's not a thick card. It's just got a nice like sheen on it. I just don't like the colors that are chosen for the card. It's got like a Miami Vice thing to it, and I don't know. I mean, and the player attire, I when it's well done, yes.
Okay.
There's good 80s. Listen, there's good 80s and bad 80s, guys. That's
hockey cards should never be like glamour shots. Ever.
I think you could do it in a funny way. I don't know. There's something there. I listen. Upper Deck seems to hit it pretty good on the third, fourth try. Sometimes on the first try.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, here we go. Next question. Instagram Mobits. Wondering if you're considering Mount Rushmore for positions, forward, defense, goalie. Josh.
Another good segment idea. I have been a little Mount Rushmore'd out since we did it for about 800 consecutive weeks. But yeah, if we come back, this would be a great one to do.
I think it's a great idea because for some of the feedback we got on some of Josh's picks, there's a lot more to choose from here. He could get his
Yeah.
butt handed to him real good now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree with the
Yeah,
boys. I
great.
agree
Thanks,
with the
guys.
boys.
Thanks. Glad you have my back.
Let's do it.
Instagram, Dogwood Collectible New York. Collectibles New York. Should you keep your card raw if the grade is less than a 10? Grades 9 and below seem to devalue the card. I'll go first. I did not answer this question correctly.
Reading's hard.
Yeah, it's tough. I look for 8s and 9s that are slabbed to buy and crack them out. So I agree with you. I agree with you, especially on modern. Especially on modern, you can get a real good deal on 8s and 9s, especially 9s. You know.
Yes.
Louis, what do you think?
I said I'm still like we talked about this months ago, but seeing a lot of 9s that are starting to get more respect in the price category. They're not sitting at that raw price point, but a lot of it depends on the card too. I think Josh said the same thing that I was going to go after here. It all depends on the card. Some cards grade like crap, so a 9 or an 8 is phenomenal. Also,
Josh?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
PMG is a great example where a 9 is like a PSA 12.
Yeah.
So you just have to, but if you're talking Young Guns base cards, then there's almost no value for the new stuff. There is if it's McDavid or Ovechkin or Crosby, but if it's a Mo
Nice
Sider
Johnson.
Young Guns, the PSA 9 probably is not worth grading.
No.
Correct. You know what? I'll even take it a step further. I have Brady Tkachuk PSA 9s that got graded 9s. I'm going to crack them out and just sell them raw. Maybe
Probably worth more.
I haven't made that decision yet, but they're, in my opinion, I can't find anything wrong with them. So whoever I sell the PSA 9 to is going to 100% crack it and send it right back. I can't find one thing wrong. I have 3 of them. So.
Yeah, those two that guy Kaprizov.
Yeah.
Those 2 raws on the Slab Sharks auction on Thursday went for PSA 9 price. So I was considering cracking my 9 out and just.
Oh, really? Good catch, Louis. Yeah, see, it's going more that way. It's going more that way. All right, next question. From Twitter, NS Baker. Thoughts on 1990 Pro Set Stanley Cup hologram card? You fellas have any in your collection or want to add? Have any interesting stories about this card?
Go ahead.
Do I go first or last?
You go now.
Okay.
You'll cover everything for all of us.
So I'm almost at 4 cases. No, now I'm over 4 cases. So I'm almost at 5 cases. I've never hit this card. I've roped all my friends in opening boxes for me. It's never happened. Never got the Gillies bloody nose. I always see some guy on Facebook or Twitter being like, hey, I bought a box and I got a card, a hologram. Is this worth anything? I don't know where these guys come from. I have no idea one guy said he got 2 in 1 pack and his wife pulled it. Whatever. I'm done with it. I don't care. I think it's a stupid card and I hate Pro Set. I love Pro Set.
Until you hit it someday.
Yeah, I'm never opening another pack though. That's the thing. So lots of stories, nothing good to report.
Yeah. I don't even want the card, but
Me
now
neither.
I just want to pull it.
I don't even want it either. I'm selling it as soon as I get it, but I'm never getting
There's
it.
a romantic. It's the white whale of the junk wax era.
It's the white. Josh said it perfectly. It's the white whale of the junk wax era. Moving on. Next question. Discord. Cracking some cards. Last night, after drinking too much, I decided to look at eBay and Fanatics, and unfortunately, the little devil on my shoulder told me to start bidding on things. What is your best or worst purchase you made while in a certain inebriated state? I was considered at one point to go after some Shane Pinto Young Guns. Careful, cracking some cards.
Ooh.
You probably, careful. I can send you a few for free.
Shots fired!
All right.
Sorry, did it twice.
I'll go first. Brother, I feel your pain. I think a lot of us do. I get incredible hobby collecting ideas when I open my coloring books at night. The problem is when I wake up in the morning, I think, in the evening, I'm coloring like Van Gogh, but unfortunately, morning Phil does not think night Phil is Van Gogh the artist. So I usually I color so off the pages and the lines. I color right onto the kitchen table, and then morning Phil has to clean up night Phil's mess. Unfortunately, I'm not really a complain and return kind of guy, so I kind of eat the sandwiches I make at night. Yeah. So the best advice I can give you is laugh it off and start yourself a new PC, brother. Just lean into it.
Mm-hmm.
Or drink less. That might be better healthy advice, but I don't know. Louis, what are you saying?
I know that I've been in that situation once, and I did buy something after a few too many, but ironically, I can't remember what I bought. I know I got it, but
Louis got blackout. Yeah.
yeah.
Josh, what are you saying?
I don't really get too drunk much, but I'm a panic buyer. So I think it's the same result. I just panic buy stupid crap all the time.
I don't think you have to be drunk. I mean, in a court of law, they say, a certain amount of alcohol makes your decision-making skills looser.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be drunk for that.
Hello? Oh, hey, Josh. Yeah, Ryan, I just put a bid in. You wouldn't believe the card on eBay I just bid on.
But who are you? Is he
I'm me and
or
you. It's like
Oh,
third
okay.
person.
Oh, okay.
And I bid on this O-Pee-Chee. I can't believe you put it on there. Well, I'm happy for you. I hope you really get that card, Josh. That would be super awesome. Yeah, well, I'll let you know what happens. Click. 1, 2, 3. Ring. Hey, what's up? Oh, I couldn't do it, man. I just had to buy it. I couldn't wait any longer. Oh,
Too
okay. Well,
funny.
good job, man. Good.
That's me. That's
That
me.
was the best conversation I ever had.
That's Josh all the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. Feathers 20. Feathers _20.
That does.
All I want to hear is a quick prediction on the next podcast from everyone on who's taking home the cup. I'll go first. Oilers, baby.
Yep, I'm with them.
Yeah. Josh?
I say Oilers with my heart, Florida with my head.
All right. Death to Josh. Next question. Instagram. Blade99.
Blade 99.
Thoughts on doing a Gong Show roadshow? You guys can visit various local card stores, card shows, and arenas. Would be entertaining to watch, I have to say. I'll go first. Yeah, this comes up once in a while, and it's always the same response. Funds are limited, brother. My heating bill's like $345 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, not now, but yeah.
Find us a sponsor, and we would. Can you imagine having a big Gong Show RV and us 3 local yokels traveling around North America on it?
Yeah,
that'd
be
amazing.
awesome.
Amazing.
I told you that.
Go pick up California Dave and Neil, and
right when we were going past Guelph, there was that tow truck pulling that POS bus. We could have got that thing running. And
Guelph would be a great place to go, boys. We should just set up at the campus of the university. Be fantastic.
Sure.
Guelph.
Okay, that's good. Okay, next question.
Oops.
Fired.
Instagram, Beer Guy Foley. Is the age of master set collectors dead given? Is the age of master set collectors dead given how many one-of-ones now exist in releases? Josh, what do you think?
I'd say it's true for
Yeah,
most sets, like especially flagship. It's you can still you can do modified master sets. And I think that's what you sort of invent your own rules. Like with Parkhurst, you guys have done that a little bit. Parkhurst Champions, and or you could do even the high gloss. I mean, it's not that they're not accessible; they're just not affordable for the top players.
Yeah, I mean, I sort of answer the question. Yeah, there's not many of us around anymore. I believe the pendulum has swung too far it's a different thing now. It's a different machine we're a part of. And it's not bad or good. It's just the way it rolled. It's kind of following other things in society. I don't like it, but I'm not silly enough to know I can't change it. So I'm not going to keep thinking about it. And find your own quest. Like Josh mentioned with Parker's Champions, I created my own adventure. And I collected the sets that I wanted to within that entire set. And I had a great time doing it. So find your own quest. Louis?
Sure.
All right. Next
Great
question.
Great answer.
Instagram, Alex's Hockey Cards. Do hockey cards have the most sets in comparison to other sports? Alex, great question. I have no idea. I think we'll just refer this to Josh.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for these, and so I do the work. Right.
Josh is data driven.
I thought it was a great question.
Numbers don't lie, so Josh likes it.
I looked at major releases for 2023-24. There was 26 hockey releases, 38 basketball, 35 football, and 58 baseball releases for 23-24.
I would have thought more baseball, man. Baseball's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I would have thought more. Wild day quiet. Okay, next question. Facebook. Robert Kenny. Would love to hear from you guys about a card that got away that you regret not picking up. What's one card that you failed to buy that keeps you up at night? And I have a little package. All right. I'm a tripod, I tell you. Okay, I'll go first. Everybody knows I'm sorry to beat the dead horse of Steve Yzerman, one of one exquisite patch auto, but that was my card. And it got taken from me by a bigger wallet, and I couldn't get up to Quebec City fast enough. So it's not my card, and it wasn't my card. I'm just extremely butthurt from that. Yeah. Josh.
I think I mentioned this before too, but when I bought my 2016 Gretzky O-Pee-Chee from Jeremy Lee, he had the Ovi, and I declined to buy that too. And someone standing right next to me instantly bought it, and I've regretted that ever since.
That's the best part of that story. They're like, this
I'll buy it.
This guy won't buy it. I'll buy it. Josh is like, yeah, I made a good decision, right, Phil? I'm like, no, you didn't. Louis?
So far, I haven't had one that I regret not picking up or failed to buy that keeps me
Louis
up.
gotten every card he's ever wanted.
Nope, but I've never felt like keep me up at night until Sunday at the expo, where I was pretty much done in that red TMG. Brodeur was at the table, and I ended up just going back to the cash, I shouldn't say back, I only went once, going to the cash machine and grabbed money for it and bought it. So otherwise that might have been it.
Yeah. That would have been
All right.
tough to walk away from that one.
So we all have a bit of a story. Louis a little less, but it'll come. He'll get his. It'll get his. All right. I think that wraps up mailbag, and my responsibility.
One more.
Oh, is there?
One more.
Oh, Crosby's card donations.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of putting details about the game featured on the game patch card, how about a small QR code that sends you to highlights of the game on the NHL website? Oh, he said for Louis. Sorry, I missed that part. Well, go ahead, Louis.
Sure. Other than when the game was on the card, which I think is enough. If they want to develop something like that on a QR code so you can see more stats or videos, go for it. I think, Josh, you'd said something about doing something like that or at some point too, if I remember right.
Would love that.
I'm a big QR code guy. I think we should have QR
are.
codes. I think every license plate should have a QR code. So when they drive like silly people, you can send a text message and be like, hey, nice turning signal, not.
No, but good question. That was awesome. That's a great idea. I'm in for whatever.
We ready for personal pickups, boys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bill, you've got
Bill's
a whole
gonna-
bunch to share. This is
Yeah.
the Bill show.
I thought I was done putting cards together on this thing today, and then Phil's like, "Hey, I got some," and then he
Yeah,
said,
it
"Oh, I
doesn't
got
happen
another
often.
one."
I'll share sometimes. Yeah, I'll share now.
I'm jealous of these too. You kind of cleaned up, so I'm excited
Mhm.
for you to go through these.
So my first pickup was not at the Montreal Card Show. It was, where did I get this from? Oh yeah, I saw it on eBay, and I saw it on eBay about 3 months ago, and I looked at the seller, and it was one of my LCSs, not out of the box. It was Game Breakers, and I know the person who does the eBay listings for Game Breakers, so I sent a quick text message, and they put the card aside for me. They were selling it for $250 on eBay, and I bought it for $125 in person. I offered $80, and I got it for $125. But I wasn't leaving without this card. So, and the problem is the owner knows that. So,
yeah,
and that's okay. It's probably a $100 card. I'll pay $25 extra for
from the
it.
2012 Flair retro set.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Next card I got was a $20 McDavid. I didn't even bother haggling with this. To save $5? Maybe I could have gotten for it 15. I don't know. I think $20 for a silver outburst of Connor McDavid is beautiful. I apologize, good listener. That's what I'm showing. That's what Louis is showing right now. It's just a base card of a Connor McDavid silver outburst. I got it for $20. Next card I got was a 1995 Wayne Gretzky Gold Special Edition. Very rare card. I'll be cracking this out of the case. It's not the most aesthetically awesome looking card, but it's very well known in certain circles. And this makes my ego feel better that I have a Gretzky Gold Special Edition 95. So
Nice.
big card. Second, but not last, a
Oh,
beautiful Playmakers Theater 2012 Fleer Retro Sidney Crosby. I saw this card at the expo, and the guy had a $500 price tag on it, and he wasn't budging. And I offered $250. He said nope. I said $300. He said nope. I was like, fine, I'm not paying more than $300. And I said no, and I kind of regretted it. And look, Phil's walking around on the Montreal Card Show floor, not looking at tables, but looking at tables, and I saw it. And he looked at me and he said, fine, I'll take 300. And I said, sure, I'll do it. Yeah. And that was after I bought this card after. Let's go, Louie. Put it up.
Hold on. I'm going to make you sweat this for 1 second. Your excitement. Make everybody sweat it.
Okay.
These Playmakers Theater cards, though, I haven't seen one that in a picture makes it look like it does in hand. Oh my gosh, these things are great.
It's a mirror finish. I can't take
nice.
I can't take a picture of it. I can't. It's impossible. Whatever they put on it, man, it's crazy.
But anyways,
like a hidden gem worthy set, Playmakers Theater.
Yeah, these are amazing cards. I mean, yeah. And then my last one is the reason I went to Montreal. I finally got it. I've been wanting one since they came out. And I know you're either in the camp of you don't like them at all, or you're either in the camp of this is an awesome card. And I'm in the camp that this is an awesome card. I know it's not his rookie card. I know that. But I also know that Upper Deck's not making another one of these. That's what they said.
You know?
I'm putting them on notice. Yes, I know, because Billy said they're not going to. So in future, there's a Future Watch auto clear cut multiple years. You know, if there was just 1 year, that's not good. So they're only releasing 5 of these per set, right? A renewed young gun of prominent players. Yeah. So by the time they circle back to McDavid, it'll be like 25, 30 years. But it won't be, because they won't even do it within 50 years. As long as they can do it after I'm dead. So I picked this up. I don't want to talk too much about it because I made a video about it that you can't watch yet because I haven't edited it yet. But I worked really hard to get this card, and I'm not one to trade cards often, and I traded some big cards of my PC to get this, and I also gave $1,000. So if you're interested in how that deal went down, went with a great dealer, Matthew Patterson, I believe, Perot, I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Great guy. Met his dad too. It's really helpful. And I made it a quest of mine, and quest completed. I'm very happy with this card. Very happy.
Louis?
Yes, Louis.
Is this exactly how you bought the card?
No, I took the cover off. Yeah.
Okay.
And I put it in a rookie in a top loader to kind of
why?
All right. Never mind.
Why is McDavid's name spelled wrong?
Oh, it's Italian. They go McDavid.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, it's Italian. It's that you didn't realize that? It's the parallel.
Is this the one you want? Like, if they come out with the Crosby, are you going to be just as googie gaga-eyed for that one?
They come out with the Crosby. I'm going to try and get the gold outburst.
Really?
Yeah. So the gold outburst renewed McDavid is on eBay from a guy who hit it on ePack, and he has it for $250,000. And yeah, and he wrote he's just testing the waters. He might keep it. So ePack guy, we all know you're not keeping that card. You're not keep. Listen, don't stop. Just be honest with yourself. You're not keeping the card, buddy. You're not. So figure out a price and let's talk. What do you think it would go for? Like 50? What do you think a legitimate gold non-rookie outburst of McDavid? I say 20, 25,000.
20. Yeah, it's not a rookie. So I don't say that.
No, it's not a rookie. Like this card should never ever be worth over 10 grand.
It's a tribute card.
It's a tribute card. Exactly.
Louis.
What? Oh, yeah, here, I'll follow this up. 22 or 20, 2023, 24, O-Pee-Chee Platinum, Nico Hischier, Retro Blue Pulsar out of 100. I was getting enough
Very nice
pressure,
looking cards.
getting enough pressure from one guy that I just finally pulled the trigger, and I can't wait to see it in hand because I don't think I've seen one in hand. Have I? Josh, do you
You're
have
the
any?
guy that always poops on these rainbow retros from O-Pee-Chee, though.
I'm ignoring that part. I like the border.
Okay.
But yeah, I do poop on that, but I like the border. You're right. And that was it.
My turn.
Sure.
So I bought the card I just called ugly on the last show. I have a reason. How's that?
It's not bad.
It's a 2010-11 O-Pee-Chee Sidney Crosby, the retro black rainbow PSA 10. And because I was looking at these cards, and you know, when you are on eBay and you look at a card and then the seller sends you an offer,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's super. I love this set. Like, this is maybe one of my. I know, Phil, you have a lot of these too, if not all of them. But I got an offer that it was just too good to pass up. Like $85 for a PSA 10 Pop 2.
Yeah, it's hard. How do you say no to that, right?
But where I'll circle back to the question about what happens if you get too good of a deal on eBay is, yeah, it kind of kills the market now for this card, but I don't plan on flipping it, so I don't really care.
Perfect. Love it.
Mm-hmm. It's so bad though. It's just as ugly as the Brodeur one. It's just kind of like, meh. But then you like the set, you got to have it, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's this set is awesome.
Oh man,
absolutely one of my favorites.
O-Pee-Chee's tried, tested, and true, man. You can go back 20, 25 years. All the sets, the rainbows, the blacks. There's so many hidden gems in these sets. So many. That's where I wish you get 50% knowledgeable about old O-Pee-Chee sets right to present day. You'll develop a skill set and a way of thinking that is very healthy for the hobby, and you'll have a good mix of selling, buying and selling and getting the cards you want. Stick to O-Pee-Chee. Obviously, no one's going to do that, but you're going to jump right into Allure or E-Packs and breaks. How many breaks can I do? I want you try and collect the whole set of O-Pee-Chee. See what happens.
And I got doesn't really bother me because I like it, but you guys are kind of photo freaks with cards and like to take pictures. Bill, do you have a light box?
I do. I have 2 light boxes.
I just built another one today.
Nice.
That I got to try out. But for you guys with light boxes and light photographs and stuff, could you maybe crop your images and make them look nice when you send them to me?
Oh, what?
Oh, Phil? You talking to Phil?
Both of you. Every time I get pictures, I got to crop them, and
you can't highlight the square thing. And you can't highlight the square thing. And
do you know how much I have to do?
I don't know, man. I guess some things come easier to some folks than others. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't know I didn't crop. I thought I cropped them. Sorry.
I'm just giving you crap. It's not
okay. I thought I did. I don't know.
It's very easy. I didn't want to look at your kitchen table.
Okay.
Now they're going to get a whole lot worse just for that.
Yeah. I'm going to put my testicle in one now.
Amazing how they just might not show up.
Yeah, there we go. All right. We made it.
We did it, boys. Good job.
We did it. If you like the show, please leave a rating and review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to check out Neil episode 2 of Behind the Bench tomorrow on Tuesday on our Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server. Please consider $5 US a month donation. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description and our Instagram, TikTok profile. You can search for it on Hockey Cards, or there's a link on Hockey Cards Gongshow, and you can search for it on Patreon's website, patreon.com. We are on social media. Follow The Gong Show on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures, LLC. Have an awesome Memorial Day if you're in the U.S. Have an awesome start to your week if you're in the rest of the world. And we cannot wait to be back on Thursday. Baba Louie, take us out, buddy.
Bye.
Yo, it's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in show.
Suck it, Trebek.